Oh, I was really waiting for these cow barns to come out. I absolutely love them.
They're nice. I mean, like I said, the weathering on it, the detail work, like you can tell where that near 70 megabytes is coming from. It is a absolutely gorgeous model, and yeah, it's going to be a really nice welcome to the game. But again, for console players, I don't know. I don't know if it's enough because you're talking again at the top end, three-quarters of $1 million plus 70 megabytes. I mean, it's hard. This one's a hard one for me. I can be pushed in any direction on this one.
Well, also, if you install it, you're getting 8 different models in one
Yes.
package. So,
Yes, this is true. This is absolutely true. Ezra, can I start a map so we can play? So right now, bud, we're going through our show called Agribusiness Tonight. This is where we talk about the mods, maps, and news. Maybe another time if time allows there, bud. I appreciate the interest, though. Let's see. Next one we have is the fertilizer production. This by DS Power is 6.97 megabytes to install. And we have our inputs of manure, water, and lime, and our output of fertilizer. Now, according to this recipe here, you can see 1,000 liters of manure in, 100 liters of water, and 100 liters of lime gives you 1,000 liters of fertilizer. So you are losing out on a little bit of product, a little bit of water and lime, but for $25,000 to buy, this is a nice production. I do like DS Power's take on all their various productions and whatnot, but this is one where I just like it. Even though you're losing a little bit of capacity there, you're getting a fair bit of you know production work and whatnot out of this one. Uh, Will, what do you think?
well, I mean, it is definitely something that I passed on personally. I mean, I do like some of DS Power's stuff. I don't know. It just didn't really interest me that much, so I passed on it.
I gotcha. See, these ones here, these kind of mods and stuff, production points and stuff, these are ones I tend to go after really heavily because they offer us the ability to be able to actually create the base game products that we need in order to move along on our farms. And instead of spending, what is it, like $2,000 for 1,000 liters of fertilizer or something like that, it's a ridiculously high price. Yeah, $1,920 per 1,000 liters. Rather than doing that, you can get these various other cheaper components like the manure and lime and free water in most maps and be able to kind of go from there. Be able to produce this fertilizer at a much cheaper than buying.
Oh, also for anyone who's listening, don't mind me. I think I'm coming out with a cold. So,
Oof. Oof.
so
Summer colds are no fun, sir. I apologize for, well,
no.
not apologize, but sorry you're having to go through that.
So, I mean, it was. I mean, overall, I missed like what 1 day and a half basically, which isn't awful.
No, no, not at all.
So,
Let's see. Next one we have is the GDR Pig Barn. This is by Hellraiser. 25.65 megabytes to install, and we have a price point of $32,000 and for 50 pigs. All in all, not that bad. And just like a lot of other Hellraisers mods, this is a really nice one. It's got a lot of nice fine detail. You can see the weathering on the side of the building right here on the bottom half of it. You really can't see much there. But again, you got that like really kind of old stonework, kind of not bricking, but just like the covered bricking that you can see on this. I wish it would give you a kind of an inside view of what the barn looks like, but it really doesn't here in these screenshots, unfortunately. All in all, 50 pigs, $32,000. Let's take a look at our closest comparable. Nope, let's go into that. Pigs. This is what, 50 it holds? So closest, nope, not sheep. Yeah, here we go. The pigsty also holds 50 pigs and is a price point of $1,000. So this one is half the price for the same amount of pigs. This one's nice. 26 megabytes to install is a little bit high, but again, you see the detail, you see the weathering, you see the speckling of the roof pattern up on the top there. It looks really good. If you got a map where this can fit in, I think that this would be a good addition. What do you think there, Will?
I mean, overall, I mean, it's not a bad mod. Don't get me wrong. Is it? I mean, it's something I wouldn't use. I mean, I could see this on Zalanka, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Just two big FYIs for people. A, there is no ladder, so to be able to get up in that hayloft area, you're gonna need to, either get a ladder or you're gonna have to get like a telehandler and climb up there. You can use the hayloft. There is actually a drop down point you could take if you have like small bales, like the mini bales. You can throw them down, and it's like right over top the feed trigger too, so you'll be good there. Also, you're gonna need. It's also very low, so like you're not gonna be pulling like a John Deere 8R in there with a big feeding mix. You're gonna need something small. So, what's up, Fleepa? So,
Nice, nice. Ezra, no need to apologize. No need to apologize whatsoever. Ghost Tech Gaming, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. This evening, everyone. Just dropping by to say hi and hit the like button. I appreciate you stopping by and smashing that like button. Greatly, greatly appreciate it.
Also,
Moving on to the... Oh, go ahead.
to also to let everyone know, I'm pretty positive that this cow barn is about 16, 17 slots. So, if you're worried about slot count, yeah.
The pig barn, you mean?
Yeah. So
Gotcha. Okay, okay. Next one we have is the chicken fattening by Caster DS Agrar Service. It is 23.38 megabytes to install, and we have 3 chickening fattening systems on this particular one. So we've got the chicken fattening building 5000 is 5,000 chicken capacity for $356,000. We have the 2500S, which is the 2500 chicken capacity, $286,000 for that one. And then we have a 1250 capacity for $234,000. We also have a building with a manure dispenser extension, and that one is 400,000 liters at a price point of $45,000. But must be attached directly to the chicken house, removal with a trailer. The additional straw produces manure. Manure is removed via the manure dispenser extension. Alternatively, the standard manure place can also be installed. Attention! The base game does not normally support straw and manure for chickens, manure productions, and manure consumptions, therefore only works on maps with customized animal XMLs. So add straw and manure in the animal XML for chickens. So just an FYI, if you're trying to get that manure to work on just a average everyday map, it may not actually work.
right.
So yeah, all in all, this is a really cool system, but the problem with this is that, again, those price points are a lot. Let's see, let's check out the chickens. So again, we're not going to have a close comparable. The biggest barn we have is 360 chickens, and that's at $79,000.
Yeah.
So really, 5,000 chickens for $356,000. That's really not bad.
Right.
For that price point, the price per chicken is really really low. But if we take a look at other mods, we do have things like the chicken coop in the bigger animals barn that holds 2,000 chickens. That's still $79,000. We have others like the chicken coop mod that holds 1,500 chickens, and that one's $85,000. So all in all, I mean, we do have other barns and buildings that will do similar stuff that this one does, but I don't know. This one's a real kind of a wild card for me. Yeah, 5,000 chickens. That's a big draw for me personally. 24 megabytes. That's towards the upper end of what I like to do for my mods. But the buildings, everything looks really sharp, everything goes really well. But that price point, though, $360,000 for the big guy, 5,000 chickens. Oh man, that's a struggle for me, especially because we do have other models that are pretty darn close.
Right.
What do you think there, Will?
I agree. How much was the 2,500 head of chickens? How?
25? 25 is $286,000.
Yeah. So, for example, like the large old chicken coop by VX Mapping, great. Great. Absolutely fantastic. I love this chicken coop. Go side of it, a lot of detail. Holds 2,000 chickens, and the price tag is only $85,000.
Oh yeah, yeah. See, yeah, perfect example. So, although this is a kind of more realistic version, like these prices would be like actually
Yeah.
more reflective of real rather than like $86,000 for 2,000 chickens. Like it's yeah, like, that's not a realistic price point. But still, I mean, if you can save a buck, you can save a buck.
I know that. I mean, these you can't even go inside. So there's like literally no interior. So I mean,
Yeah. So
if you like going into buildings like me, like moi, and seeing everything for like a realistic role play, this is not going to be for you. So
yep, yep, absolutely.
real quick though, when we get down to the news, I do have some news for everybody, and I I've been on the defense whether I should share it later or not.
Uh-oh.
So
Good news, bad news, somewhere in between.
I mean, it's like in the middle. I mean, for certain people, it could be very good news. For somebody else, it could be horrible news. So,
Ooh.
so
Ooh, that's news that'll
some
tickle the
somebody's.
nerves.
I know somebody's getting fired.
Uh-oh. It's not me, is it?
No, no, it's someone. No, it's someone getting fired from Giants, probably.
Uh-oh.
You-
Uh-oh.
Well, do you guys want to hear it now, or do you want to hear it during the news?
You know what? Let's wait till the news.
Okay.
Let's wait till the news. We'll just kind of dangle that out there
Okay.
for people who are like, oh my goodness. It'll give everybody a reason to hang out.
Yeah, right. It's the suspension.
The
The
suspense, the
spends.
suspense. Dun, dun, dun.
Wait around till the
Next
end.
one we have is the Square Silos by Agribusness. It is 27.43 megabytes to install. And we have 3 separate silos. The 4x3 is 56,000 and a capacity of 235,400 liters. The 4x5 is 229,000 at 1 million plus liters. And the 4.7, $315,000 and a 1.5 million plus liter capacity. All in all, these are really nice. 28 megabytes though. 28 megabytes. It's definitely an interesting looking building. I don't know. Is this does this say this is made for like almost looks like
Finish.
yeah, I was gonna say Nordic or like that kind of region up there, but that's close enough. Does it
Well,
actually say that's Finnish or?
well, I mean that's actually based off of like what it is Finnish, because Agrigati is known for making like buildings like the Finnish, basically from Finnish. So
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it looks great. It looks absolutely fantastic, and having the different capacities and all that stuff. I mean, again, you get all the details. You can drive into it and do all that stuff. It looks like you can actually get up into the upper regions of the building there. So again, the 28 megabytes to install is justifiable because you got all the detail and all that stuff. All in all, because of the kind of overall look for it, it's going to have a hard time fitting in on a lot of maps that aren't, the kind of, I'd say like European style and stuff like that, and specifically like you were saying Finnish. style. So for me, this is going to be a pass for the size and the
Hmm.
kind of restraints of the style. What do you say?
I agree. I know that this would look fantastic on Zalanka. The only reason why I say that is because he's on Zalanka when you take these screenshots, and it looks really
Mm-hmm.
good. I can also say, if you don't like terraforming, don't download this mod, because like you're gonna have to terraform, because you have an upper part and a lower part. So the upper part, let's see if I can get the screenshot. Yeah, it's like right up here. So you have like the upper part. When you place it down, it doesn't really do much. It gives you a little bit to work with, so you actually have to like terraform around it, because you basically dump in on the upper part and then you drive down below to unload. Now on the very first screenshot, you see like the big door with the windows on it, and then to the right you see the other, like it looks like a rolling up door.
Yep.
That's actually a sell point for like wood chips and stuff like that. But the only good thing about this is that the modder like made the ability so you can terraform without having to delete it. So there is that at least, but
Nice.
you have to do a lot of training, detraining the field basically. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Gotcha. So Ken says I could probably see those silos on a Dutch or European map. 100%. Yeah, that definitely fit in around there. Let's see. Moving on, we've got the Sheep Shed. Oh, if it'll let me click on it. By CB Modding is 16.85 megabytes to install, $20,000 to buy, and 100 sheep capacity. Water automatically full. So that is very nice. All in all, this looks like a kind of British style. Well, it says Ireland or UK. Well, look at me go. I can recognize things in the world. I am geographically literate. Look at me go. Yay. But we got a sheep barn. We got a sheep barn and a capacity of 100 sheep. So why don't we take a look at our closest comparable? Let's see, it was 100 sheep. So that's going to be nothing base game besides the sheep barn large. 68 sheep is available on that one and $97,000. So, I mean, already you're getting a $20,000 barn. So super, super cheap comparable and 100 sheep as opposed to 68, so you're getting an additional 32 sheep. All in all, if you got a nice Irish or UK style map, this is going to be one to pick up for it. This is a good one. What do you say there, Will?
Well, I wonder if CB Modding has a Facebook page. I gotta take a look later. I gotta message him. He's got a problem with the very first screenshot.
Uh-oh.
If you look at it, can you identify what the problem is?
Ooh,
I noticed it.
are
Like
you,
it took me a minute, but I noticed it.
are you talking about the levitating sheep?
Yeah.
Well, is it levitating or is it jumping?
It
Because
looks.
baby sheep do jump.
I know, but it looks like it's levitating because they don't jump that high.
I don't know. Maybe.
No, I've done sheep and they don't jump that high. So overall, it definitely would fit in with a European map. I do want to let everyone know because I know that this was a big problem, and it definitely will need an update. But it won't let you customize the fence.
How dare they?
So, because I know Mr. Silly Pete was talking about it in this video, and I believe Looney Farm guy said something along about it too. But you place it down, and it gives you the option to adjust the fence, but then you can't do anything, and then you just like go back, and then it won't even let you put down a pasture like the meadow grass.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay, so
it's gonna need an update.
crazy, crazy. Well, we shall see. Moving on, we've got the Silos pack by DD Mod Passion. This is 2.08 megabytes to install, and this is a set of silos. For $10,000, you get a capacity of 35,000 to 10 million liters. Whew, that's a lot of storage.
And tiny
Now,
little
are
silo.
you aware? Does this hold like a multi fruit, or is
No.
this like base gain grains?
So this is all base game grains, including like seed fertilizer. um, I believe it also holds lime as well. I also want to point out and make everyone aware because I know a lot of people don't know this. Because I know Mr. CP was having a problem with this. I know Andy Farms was having a problem with this. I even tested it. I did speak with DD My Passion. He is releasing an update for it. He already sent it to Giants. You can't take anything out of it.
Uh-oh.
So
Warning, warning, do not put anything in it. Warning, warning.
so you can tip into it. That's not a problem. You can tip right into it, but you can't take anything out. And it only holds one crop at a time.
Now, see, based on the design, I'm okay with that.
Right.
Now, I will say that 10 million liters,
It's a lot.
well, none of these silos are realistically going to hold 10 million liters. So
Right.
if if it was me, if you were selecting the 10 million liters, then also making it like multi-fruit or holding multiple crops at the
Right.
same time, I think wouldn't be with outside of the realm of, okay, let's do it that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's one of those like, yeah, if you're going to choose 35,000 liters, well then yeah, one crop, one silo, you're done, kind of
Right.
thing.
Right. Yeah, but
So
only holds one crop at a time, and there was also like a a wrench icon right in front of it. You can go up to it, select on it, and you can actually fill it like you can like a normal container. I do want you to know it is in silos, and you can also find it in containers as well. So
nice.
just
Now, does that
beware.
actually
What?
does that wrench actually work for like the crops themselves too, or is
Yeah,
it just for like things like the fertilizers and stuff like that?
it works for everything that goes into it.
Nice.
Just be aware you can't take anything out. So just
Don't don't do it. Don't do it.
do it. Be funny. No, it's kidding. No, it was absolutely horrible. No, because I was testing around with it because I placed it down, and because I had someone reach out to me and ask me, "Hey, is this a problem that I'm having?" So I ended up taking a look at it. This was before I watched both of their videos, and then I realized I was like, I unloaded it. It was just fine. I go to take it out, and I'm like, oh, I can't take anything out of here. So I'm like, nope. So I reached out to DD My Passion, and he responded back saying, thank you so much. So he said he forgot something in the XML. So he sent an
Oh
update
no.
in. So
Oops.
it happens. You
Oh
know?
yeah, no. Mistakes happen, things happen like that. It's not the end of the world. Just means that we can't, utilize it right this second.
Right. And for updates right now, it's a 2-day waiting time. So it should be pushed through. It should either be out this week or next week. He's open. So
Nice. Very cool. All right. The next one we have is the EU Factories by DMI 20mm Normandy, 10.8 megabytes to download. We have a price point of $70,000 for our dairy factory, and that is an input of milk and sugar, and you get butter, cheese, and chocolate. And then we have at the grain mill a price point of $96,000, and you have your inputs of wheat, barley, oats, sorghum, and rice to get your various types of flour. So all in all, it's a nice looking model. You definitely get that kind of nice European style of building, very industrial style as well. 11 megabytes to install is not that shabby either. And again, if you're taking a look at price points and stuff like that, if this is like the capacities for a large production point, then these prices are amazing, especially considering like I think what is it? basically 300,000 or some like ridiculous amount for like no, yeah, like $288,000 for like a base game grain mill. So that's a really good price point compared to 288 versus 96. That's really nice. If you got a map that will kind of fit the style that this is in, then yeah, check it out because here you go. What do you think?
I don't like this mod, I'm gonna put that out there right now. Sure, the download size isn't bad. Um, and if you're playing on a European map, if you like that, cool. I am gonna say this though, the storage capacity for them is tiny. I think it's like
Mm.
20, 25, 30,000 liter capacity for the storage. That's just for the stuff you put in, and then to put out, it's about the same. So, and the speeds is horrible for it. So, I personally think the base game stuff is faster.
Oh wow.
So, I'm gonna put it out there right now. I do not like this mod, not even in the slightest. So,
Well then, that would be one to potentially avoid if you're
and
looking for faster and bigger quantities.
and also to let everyone know, because I did test it out, because I'm that kind of person that likes to be nitpicky on things. But she mods, when you place it down, it actually raises the ground up around it just a little bit, and you can't terraform it without deleting it. And then because
Oh,
I deleted it, I flattened out the entire area so it was completely flat. I placed it down and it raised it up again.
oh, geez. Okay, yeah, that'd be
So,
annoying.
so just an FYI for everybody.
Moving on, we have the Agro Handler Workshop. This is by Raider and is 18.37 megabytes to install. Price point of $75,000. It's a workshop and a repair trigger, so it's very highly detailed. It does look really, really sharp. And I don't know why, but it reminds me of a specific building on a map. I don't know why, but I don't know. It does. It's got a look to it. I like it. I think this is really sharp. If you're looking for a highly detailed workshop trigger, here you go. 19 megabytes to install and $75,000. A bit expensive for a repair trigger, but immersion, immersion, immersion.
I do agree. It's very high detailed. There are separate rooms you can go into. Also, do not place this mod, and be, I, I cannot be clear enough when I say this, because the amount of people that I've had reach out to me, even over Facebook, and complaining about this mod because they don't know what's going on. And I said, do not, and I repeat myself, do not, in all caps, use free build, because what happens is when you place this down, it sinks into the ground because of the trenches.
Okay.
So when you put it on free build, it looks exactly like it is. Like, so when you back out and then you're looking at all the mods that came out, when you're looking at that picture where you can see like where it dips down, like it looks like it's on two tracks.
Yep.
That's how it looks. Like it's floating above the ground. So, and then when you delete it, you got a gaping hole. So,
Gotcha.
I mean, other than that, it looks absolutely fantastic. And this is a repair, not repaint. So just keep that in mind too.
Gotcha, gotcha. And then moving on, we've got the Farm Factory. This is by Omatana, 29.62 megabytes to install. And we have a couple of production points. Firstly, we have the Farm Factory for $50,000. And we have the Farm Supply Factory also for $50,000. So similar to some of Omatana's other creations, such as, let me find it real quick, because I do have it installed. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, where is it? I know I've got it.
I'll be right back and get some water.
Okay. Here it is. So it is the Small Farm Productions mod. It's very similar to that one there. where it has both the farm production and the farm supply productions. Um, Basically, this is a more industrialized version of it. So I believe that the actual outputs and stuff are higher cycles and higher amounts and all that stuff. So you're getting the kind of same actual products that you're putting in and out, but you're getting at a much quicker rate because the actual industrialized stance that this has. Again, 30 megabytes to install. I do like this mod. I absolutely do like this. This does have a very kind of European look to it, but it is something to where it could very easily be put into again, another American style map or somewhere else where, because of its industrialized nature, can kind of pass as a universal in other locations. Again, where I'm from there in Michigan, we've got a big, Polish population there. We've got a big, um, like German population. So we get a lot of the kind of eclectic buildings that are from around the world and kind of those different styles and stuff as well in those specific kind of segments of Michigan. And seeing a industrial building such as this would not be outside the realm of reality in my neck of the woods. So all in all, I like it. I think this is a really nice looking mod model. Omatana, hit another home run. What do you think there, Will?
I do like it. I can tell you that the capacities are decent. Of course, it's from Almatana. Another thing too is that unlike the rest of our mods, you can't go inside these.
Yep.
But overall, they're not bad. I mean, if you're definitely playing on the European map, by hands down, place this down. But if you're playing on an American map, I don't think this would suit an American map very well.
Well, so I was just making the argument that depending on the type of map that you're playing on, like in Michigan, for example, there's a very heavy Polish and German population. Frankenmuth is a good example. Frankenmuth there in Michigan is a very Germanic location. And thus their styles of architecture and stuff kind of take that into account, because there's so many people from Germany over there. They will, influence the architecture that's in that area. So it being a industrialized building such as these look, it would be able to fit in very specific circumstances. I would not put this one outside the realm of possible.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but I mean, if you're playing on a map like Alma, Missouri, that wouldn't fit.
No, no. Now, I would say that the building, so the first screenshot, the one on the right, I would say that that one could fit pretty universally. The one on the left, the kind of one with the smokestack in it, that one would kind of stick out, pretty heavily on most areas. The one on the right kind of fits in most locations, I think.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love a lot of Omatana stuff. I do have some of her stuff installed. Overall, yeah, it is a very interesting mod, and I would definitely use it if I was on a European map. That's just me personally. But I play more on American style, so unfortunately, I'm sorry, Omatana, but I would not be installing this. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
Fine, I'll leave.
Moving on to the next one, we have the Luminous Candles by Agribusness. Is 0.42 megabytes to install, and we have lights. That's right, we have lights. We have an orange and blue beacon, $20 per pop. And yeah, if you're looking for something that goes blinky blinky, here it is. I'm going to draw your attention away from things. In blue, in orange. Yeah, this is going to be something I'm going to pass, even though it's not even a megabyte to install. This is more kind of storyline fuel than anything. Yeah, role play, exactly. So this is going to be one that isn't going to necessarily tickle my fancy, but it is what it is.
So I posted this right as when the new mods dropped. I posted this. I had to delete it and then put it back up again. But before I deleted it, because there was some that were missing, I had a couple comments on this one, basically stating, "Oh look, it's a glow in the. Oh look, it is a glow in the dark stick. What are we supposed to do with this in Farm Sim?" And then to be one of those sarcastic people, because everyone knows who I am, I was like, I don't know, build an airport.
Build an airport, do the police scene like they
Wait,
got here.
yeah, I was like, wave them on, you know. So, and then and the dude had a comment back, and he goes, "Dude, that's not funny, man." I was like, I thought it was.
I disagree.
So, but for some odd reason, my internet messed up. So there was about 5 mods that were supposed to be in the new release days, that weren't in there, so I had to delete it and then re-put it back up again. But
Oh no.
yeah, this is definitely one of those things. If you're definitely really into like role play, like deep down role play, this is definitely for you. If you're just out there farming or having fun, no, this is. I personally have no use for this, but hey, it's there if you want it.
Exactly. Yep, 100%.
I also had someone comment on it, and then which I wasn't gonna delete it, but I had to delete the comment because he threw a swear word in there, and I was not happy about it. He said, okay, I've about had it up to here with, and they dropped the F bomb. With giant software. What is this? This is not construction simulator. This is not police simulator. Why do we need this? This is farming simulator. It's like, come on, people. It's like mods are
Well,
mods, you know?
just because a mod doesn't fill your role or your
Right.
need doesn't mean that it's not going to fill somebody else's need.
Right. And on top of that, too, it doesn't mean you gotta start swearing on Facebook, too. You know?
Yeah,
Like if you don't like it, guess what? Pass, like, move on. That's all you gotta do.
exactly. Oh well, it is what it is.
Yeah. Today's been
And we've
this previous week, and I don't know about you, but this previous week has been a nightmare for me.
Oh really?
Like, not me personally, well, kind of, but with posting all these mods that have been coming out all last week, it's been nothing but a nightmare because it's like
Yeah.
I'm getting a whole bunch of comments, and I really hope that people are listening to this, like, eventually when people, review and stuff. But please be nice to modders, please. I'm begging you, because the amount of negative attitude towards modders now is ridiculous. So it's like people are not happy with anything anymore. So it's been nothing but negativity going on for this whole week of mods. So
Ay. No bueno.
nope.
All right, moving on to the last new mod of the 25th. We have the Fence Pack by Monkey
Funky,
Funky.
love it.
Monkey Funky. Anyways, $20 per segment, and we have a series of 6 different fences with gates. If you're looking for fences with gates, here you go. It's actually, it's not too bad looking. I do like the kind of string posts that's on here, and even the picket fence there has looked real sharp. I think that this is a nice little pack for 5 megabytes to install. Not too bad, not too bad.
Ew,
at all.
gross. Ew.
You? Huh? What?
No, I had a mosquito that just flew in my face and went poof, and now it's all over my hand.
Oh no.
Ugh, gross. Oh, thankfully it's not that bad. For this, I do agree. It's the very last screenshot, but I do love the fence. With like the wooden posts like going at an angle, like on the fence line.
Yep.
That's like my favorite one. I would still pass on this. It's definitely not for me though. But I mean, if you're definitely looking for a different kind of fence, like fencing, I mean, it's there. I mean, great job to the modder though.
100%.
You know.
100%.
So,
And that was the last new mod for the 25th. Now the two map updates. Now these two I'm gonna lump together because they're basically the same changelog. We have Lapinki and Starovis. Both of these are by Grainiac and Favre. And yeah, the changelogs are as follows. So we've got for the Lapinki 1.4.0.0. We have objects under the map have been removed. A few decorative plants have been added in some places. Changes have been made to crops rye, triticale, and spelt. Remove generation of tram lines in alfalfa and clover fields in Precision Farming DLC. Added new crops green rye, silage maize, fetched rye, field grass, and mustard cover crop. Fixed Czech translation, added Japanese translation. So that is 1.4.0.0 there on Lapinki, and then Starovis basically change log is identical with the exception of it being for I think it's 1.2.0.0 if I remember. Yes, 1.2.0.0. You can see same exact change log for each of the maps. I did an update video for both of these, and as best as I could tell with the things that I could see, the new crops were indeed added in there. The generation of tram lines had been removed from the alfalfa and clover fields. All in all, it seemed like the update was an absolute success. So if these are maps that you are interested in, go check them out. According to this, that a new save is not required, although
here we go.
is recommended for you to fully enjoy the changes.
AKA,
so, AKA
new save game.
A new changelog. Yeah, a new save game.
A new changelog.
Come on. Yeah, a new changelog. New save game. A new save game, people. Just, come on. Just say it. Just say it with
Just
me.
say it.
New save game. Anywho,
I also want to point out, and I I understand that it's not a map, but the wheel loader shoveler pack got an update. Now it actually works for anyone wondering. So, by Max Trucker 921, the one that I told you about, that the unrealistic capacity, like you filled it up and then you try to go lift it up and the whole wheel loader goes up in there. Yeah, that got fixed.
The bucket doesn't actually leave the ground.
No, and it's like a gigantic magnet, and all you do is go wee. So, but yeah,
That's funny.
It's been fixed now, so you're all good.
Awesome.
Well,
So that's it for the 25th, there, bud. What do you think? What's your jam for the 25th?
I'm not gonna lie, I actually had two favorite mods.
Let's hear it.
First one is the Lizard Cow Barns by Mr. Hector.
Nice.
And
Good choice.
The other one is the Drive Over Bunker Silo by Dr. XML. Love it.
Both of those are amazing choices. I will give you both of those. I will come back and retort Shimburgo 2K25. That is by far and away my favorite. I loved that map when it was Shamburg Valley and FS19. And it's one of those where the small changes that were made to the map here in FS25, I'm a fan. I absolutely love that map.
It didn't really. I mean, I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, just like it looks good, but it didn't make me be like, oh, I gotta go and install that. I'm not gonna lie, and I know a lot of people will probably hate me for saying this, but I liked Elm Creek over the.
I hate you for saying this.
No, dude. Oh, I actually took some screenshots. I had to send you the screenshots, but I built a huge farm, and I already got a whole bunch of work done on it. I probably already have almost 60 hours in the map already, even though it just came out. I'm gonna tell you what though, I am beyond irritated because I spoke with Puma 145.
Okay.
And I know what the changelog is for it. He didn't say it in there, so I ended up reaching out to him and asking him, and he said yes, it does require a new game save, and I'm like, no. I spent almost 8 hours building this farm, And I'm like, come on, man. So I'm like, no, I'm not updating it. This is-
Well, somebody reached out to me via YouTube message and basically told me that Puma 145 was aware of a lot of the issues and are making the adjustments tonight, it sounded like, and should submit it here tonight, hopefully. And hopefully later this week we ought to be able to, have the updated version.
the the as far as I'm aware, when I talked to him, which was yesterday, this morning he set it off.
Oh, perfect.
So, and if then for updated mods, for waiting time is only 2 working days. So,
Yep. Yeah, so hopefully by Friday, no later than we'll see that map get updated and people will be able to enjoy it in its entirety.
so, and speaking of that week, which I know we're not going to go back, but when we get into the news, I'll talk about it.
Okay. Let's see. Moving on to our next one. Let's see. Close that out. We've got the Fent 900 TMS Vario. This is by Smetty and is 22.3 megabytes to download. This is the production years of 2002 to 2006. $180,200 to purchase and a power of 160 to 300 horsepower. Quite a bit of range there, darn near double. Yeah, so the Fent 900 would be under large tractors, actually. Do we have a Fent 900? I feel like we do. Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do have the 900 Vario. Now, this is, I believe, the older model than what we have here in base game. Just looking. Okay. So this does have a power starting of 160 horsepower and $180,000 to buy. Now, the base game 900 has a starting price of $327,500. So you're automatically saving like about 100, almost 150K, give or take.
Almost.
So not too bad, but you're also only getting 160 horses as opposed to the 296.
Yeah.
So you're about 130 horses shy, for that 120. How much do I say it was? 120,000, give or take.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah, 150,000, give or take. So yeah, I mean it's one of those like you're paying less, but you're getting significantly less as well. Now you can get up to the 300 horsepower, which will get you right around the base game model. Like 296 is the base game. This is 300 that you can get up to, but depending on how much that upgrade is gonna really depend on whether or not this mod is gonna be worth it. Now 23 megabytes to install. That's my threshold that I look for is under 25, so it's right there. It's right there. If you can get the 300 horsepower for still cheaper than the 327,000, then I say that this is one worth installing.
For a Fent, it's not bad. Also, I would like to point it out. Yes, to let everyone know, the IC, which is interactive control, is PC only. Can people stop asking me if it's for all platforms, please? the amount of times that when I posted this mod up as new mods on this other page I'm on, I instantly had someone reach out to me and be like, "Oh, I see for by Vertex Sun, like I can't find it anywhere. I'm on PS5." I'm like, "It's PC only."
That would do it.
I heard nothing else from him. So
Crickets.
it does look very, very good. So
It does.
like I said, I'm not a huge Fent guy. I know my favorite Fent tractor is the 1000 series. I mean, like I said, I know Smetty makes a lot of really good stuff. So I mean, if you're definitely into Fent and you're definitely into the older tractors, this is definitely a good one to go for. So
100%. All right, the next one we have is the Fent Favorite 600 LS LSA. This is by Farming Dudes. Farming Duds. 37.16 megabytes to install. Looks like we have a starting price of $39,400. Any starting configuration engine size of 110 horsepower, but you can get it up to 185 horsepower. Blow off sound. That sounds interesting. Yeah, so 38 megabytes to install. Uh, that's a good chunk for a tractor, really for any tractor, in my opinion. Now, if you take a look at our kind of starting off, that 110 horsepower is going to be, pretty much a small tractor territory. Let's see. Closest one we got is the Fendt 300 Vario. Just so happens. That one is $134,500 and a starting engine configuration of 113 horsepower. So you're going to get about 3 extra horsepower, and you're going to be spending a lot more, about 100K more for that 3 extra horses. So all in all, you can install this for nearly 40 megabytes and spend 100K less. That's a pretty good savings. That might be worth it if you're in defense and you want something around this power band. So yeah, it's might be worth checking out. Will, what do you say?
Well, a couple things. First thing is this is actually a medium tractors, not small tractors. So I'm pretty sure you said small tractors, right?
Well, it's listed as a medium tractor, yes, but the power band would put it in the small category.
Yeah, you're correct on that one. I don't know why it's a medium tractor, but whatever. The also so you said it's by Farming Duds. First of all, I love the name Farming Duds. It just sounds so cool. But it's also by Polo Freak 211.
Oh, I completely skipped over. I skipped over 2 of them.
And Street's Finest.
Yeah, Street's Finest. Dang, we got some good names out there, folks.
Yeah. This is an absolutely really good tractor. I know some people were excited to see this. You were also commenting on the blow off sound. What that means is that when you start it up and turn it off, it has like a turbo wind down or startup sound.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And when you start it up, the smoke actually goes like it actually goes upwards and then it calms down, like in real life, which I think is pretty awesome. So
okay, so like an excess bellow of diesel.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
that's cool. See, it's those little details that really set things apart.
Now, I know that the next one, I know a lot of people were very happy to see. The next one we're going to talk about.
The Fed Favorite 500 by Hispano.
Oh.
16.36 megabytes to install. Price point of $76,000. A power starting out at 115 horsepower can get up to 150 horsepower. That would, again, it's listed under small tractors this time, so it's categorized correctly.
Right.
And about the Fendt 300 Vario is going to be its closest comparable. So again, $134,000, $500 to purchase that one, compared to $76,000. So again, you're saving about $50,000 right off the bat, and only 17 megabytes to install. Yeah, I would definitely run with this one. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can save 50 grand and it's only 17 megabytes to install. Sign me up.
Yeah. I personally think, I mean, I didn't install it, but I personally think this is a great tractor. I know after I posted this, I had almost 28 comments on there. Basically from people saying, finally a favorite 500, finally. And then it just completely just went out of the park. And I'm like, someone's happy. And then somebody actually commented on it. I ended up commenting back and I was like, be respectful, please. That was not very nice, because the person ended up commenting. He said, finally, Hispano actually brought something useful to the game.
Oh, jeez.
So I was like, come on, man. People.
And moving on, we got the Volvo F8. What?
No, I was saying along with you. I was like, moving on.
The Volvo FH16 pack by HR Frost and Vossögbau, 53.53 megabytes to install. Looks like we got a pair of Volvo trucks. The FH16, $137,000 to buy, 600 horsepower, and 3 various engine versions. And we have the FH Electric, $145,000 and 450 horsepower to start out with. This is going to be a hard pass for me. Volvo is not my jam. It's not one that I'm going to go tripping over. So saying that 54 megabytes to install right off the rip is going to be a hard sell for me for any vehicle. But then make it a Volvo, make it an electric, I'm just going to pass. Now, in all fairness, these look really good. HR Frost and Vossögbau makes really good mods. This is no exception. This is just my kind of self-imposed standards that make it to where this would not be something that I would, go running out for. But you can see all the various designs and stickerings and all that stuff. It does look really sharp. So yeah, I gotta give them their due. This is a me thing, not a them thing.
Right. Also, can you take one lucky guess? Besides, it looks absolutely fantastic. Can you tell me, or can you guess why it's so high in the megabyte download?
Well, my guess is that it's because there's the multiple skins and versions that are in it. It looks like it also has, let's see, lifting axles and things like that. So there's going to be different animations and 28 shop configurations, 19 colors,
That was it.
4-axle variants.
Was it 28 options to choose from inside the store? 28.
Yeah.
Like you can definitely deck this thing out like really good. For me, it's a hard pass only because I don't like that kind of semi with like the complete flat nose. Also, man, I do like Volvo. I mean, I do like Volvo, but oh, Bree's coughing.
Uh-oh.
The I can say though that when you're using the electric one, be very cautious. It's nothing major, but when you go to start taking off and you have a trailer full of stuff, the wheels tend to spin for a minute, and then it finally likes it. Like it finally catches, and then the whole front of the truck kind of lifts up lures, and it starts doing like a bounce kind of thing, and then it finally goes.
Oh my goodness, that's nuts. So there's too much torque to it, so it just kind of rips through.
Or just not enough torque. But all I do know is that have you ever seen like those cars? I know they'll show in movies or everything. That like go like the suspension makes it go like bounce, like goes.
Oh, like the like the lowrider kind of
yeah.
style.
Yeah, that's exactly how it kind of looked like. It was like with it, and then it finally took off. I'm like, it's probably the best thing out of that. It's just...
That's funny.
So.
Let's see, Samuel with the Good Morning People, Florida. You all, good morning, Samuel. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Welcome back in. Let's see, moving on, we've got the Custom Pickup Truck Bed Pack by Roughneck Modding Crew, 44.78 megabytes to install. We have various different attachments. Looks like starting with the skirted hauler for $5,000, the hot shot bed by $5,500, the hauler bed for $5,000, the utility bed for $5,000, the service body for $5,000, the dump bed for $5,500, the box transfer tank for $6,000, cube transfer tank for $1,500, the L base transfer tank for $600, wedge transfer tank $600, and the custom bed instructions for use. Let's see, purchase a custom bed, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, these are all the various different attachments for, what is this, I'm trying to think, why can't I think off the top of my head? Is this the Silverado?
No, this is technically it's Lizard, but it's the Ford F-350 that they came out with.
Oh, it is the 350.
It's a Super Duty.
Yep. Nice. So yeah, this is the kind of companion for the for that model. So very, very nice, and you see all the different kind of attachments and stuff. Yeah. If you've got the Lizard F-150 or F-350 already installed, maybe check this out because this could be kind of a cool little attachments pack to go along with it. Me personally, I don't have that installed, so this is one that is kind of off my radar,
Yeah.
but going to be one where at the end of the day, if this is one you've already, oh yeah, it says Super Duty version 1.2 right
Yeah.
there at the bottom.
Yep.
So yeah, so one of those that if you got this installed, go for it. This will be something that'll bring a little bit more dynamic flair to your pickup truck. What do you think?
Oh, I absolutely love this. I actually installed it because I have the truck. Love it. I've been waiting for this. One nice thing though is in all these beds, excluding the service bed, but all the rest of the beds, you can have a gooseneck or fifth wheel hitch, including the trailer hitch, which is nice. The sorry, I got a sore throat. The diesel tanks, when they're empty, you can lift them up by hand.
Oh, nice.
When they're full, good luck. So, also, for some odd reason, too, with these, I haven't tried it with any other diesel tank, but with these, when you pull up next to something, it automatically refills the vehicle that you pull up next to.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it's the same. I know Mr. CLP tried it. Tried it out with another diesel tank, and he said it did the same thing. So I don't know if it's a game mechanic that went wrong or something. But I know when he used this though, it automatically refilled, and then when he drove back up, it didn't do anything. And then when he drove away and backed right back up to it again, it popped up with said unload. You know, like the like it was like the right bumper and triangle, or whatever it is. When you back up to it, then it popped up, and then he drove away, and then came back to another vehicle, and it automatically started unloading it again. He drove away, went to another vehicle, and it popped up with the exact same thing: do this to unload. So I don't know.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
so, so
Definitely keep you on your toes.
oh yeah,
Let's see. Next one we have is the Romeco U622. If it would let me click into it. By JMZ. This is a disc Hero, 6.07 megabytes to install. We have a price point of 60, horsepower requirement of 85 horsepower, and a working width of 2.7 meters. So taking a look at our closest comparables here, we have under disc Heroes. Let's see, what was it? 2 point what? 2.7.
yeah.
2.7. So gonna be the Notch Crossmax 300. Price point of $9,000. Again, this one starts at $6,060 for some reason. And the working width of the notch is 3 meters. This is 2.7 meters. So for about 3 grand's worth of savings, you only lose about 0.3 meters.
Yeah.
So all in all, that is not too shabby. And 7 megabytes to install. Again, not that intrusive. I think this is going to be a win. Definitely download this one because you're going to be saving a little bit of cash, and you're only going to be losing out on a small amount of working with. All in all, this is nice. I like it.
There's two things to say. First of all, JMZ does a phenomenal job, and this is no different. Very highly detailed down to like the bolt. Also, this is a perfect mod for you if you like that small farm shenanigans. So, it's a pass for me, but
Yeah, no, I mean it's one of those where when giving my assessments, I always just look to see if it's going to be out what it is that we have in base game. You know, it's going to be on the individual whether or not they find it useful for them and their specific
Right.
setups and situations. So yeah, for me, it's one of those that I would install it because it's better than base.
the yeah, but I mean, it's basically 6 megabytes. That's not awful though. So
No, not at all, not at all. So yeah, it's one of those where this is definitely going to be one of those where it will serve a purpose. You'll be able to utilize it and save a little cash too.
okay, is it just me, or does it seem like FS25? You can have a lot more mods.
Like just in general, you mean?
Yeah, so I went back to FS22 and I counted. I had about was a little bit over 100 mods I had installed, and I was at 95 capacity. And that's with one map installed, which was Elma, Missouri. I have one map installed, and I have about 330 mods installed, and I'm only at 80%.
Oh wow.
So, so
Well, then, yeah, you definitely got something going on there.
so
Let's see. Our next one is the Quivong? That thing. APXRS by Mateo 40 and Nico Do 55. 9.75 megabytes to install, $24,800 to purchase, and a horsepower requirement of 120 horses, 4.4 meter working width. If we take a look at our comparables, again, this is a disc arrow. 4.4 meters is going to put us, it's going to be an in-betweensy one again. We got the Crossmax 300 we were just looking at for $9,000, and the Vaderstat Carrier XL 720 or 625 at $75,000. The Crossmax is 3 meters. The Vaderstat is 6.3 meters. So this is somewhere in the middle. $24,800 for the mod, which means that it's going to be, quite a bit more expensive than the Notch there, but not as expensive as the Carrier. Again, right in the middle. And horsepower requirements: 120 for the mod, 95 for the Crossmax versus 260. Again, right in the middle. So if you're looking for something that's going to be kind of that in-betweensy kind of thing, and it actually has like a pretty unique design, if you ask me, the kind of folding capacity of the disc arrow that it does, I think this is kind of a cool looking mod. Less than 10 megabytes to install. Yeah, this is going to be one that will kind of give you that role to fill if you're wanting something in between the Notch and the Vaderstat.
so how it's actually pronounced is Kivan. So basically, because the QUI is pronounced like key. And then the VOGNE is similar to Vaughn or Vone. So Kivan. So
Okay.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
I would have never have guessed that based on how it's written there, but hey, it's okay.
It's a very highly detailed mod, and I'm gonna put that right there. And I think it's awesome that we have this. And I really appreciate the time and effort that a lot of modders put in this. I mean, is it something I would use? No, but for someone else out there, yeah. I mean, if you like playing start from scratch and you want to work your way up and you're using small implements, definitely go for this. This is definitely a good one to use. But if you're running like a huge farming operation, this is not going to work for you. But
Yep.
it's a fantastic looking mod, though. So
Yeah. 100%. Real quick, I'm going to catch up with the chat. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I know that Nico Do 55 does a lot of good work. So
Yeah. 100%. Catch up with the chat here real quick. We got Davies Farming. How's it going, Davies? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says hello, everyone. Hello, Davies. Jonah says hey there to Will T.
what up, Jonah?
We got Whiskey Creek Farms. How's it going, Whiskey? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Says hey there, BDD. Hey there, Jonah. Jonah says hey, Whiskey. And Whiskey, be on the lookout for your Discord. I sent you a message a while back, so give it a look-see and hit me back up. We got Davies says everyone is playing in Alma, Missouri, including me. Oh yeah. Alma is a fantastic map. I don't doubt that so many people are playing it at all.
Can't wait for his other
100%.
map. Can't wait for his other map. Which we got news on that later. So yeah.
Nice. Let's see. So, we got Samuel that says soon time is 12 a.m. Oh, it is 12:30 my time. So, yeah, I live in the future. Not as much of a future as Ken does, but
Right.
that's all I've got there. Do you need to catch up with your chat?
No. Sad, but no.
Aw. Moving on, we got the Forschritt B352. This is a soil cultivator disc harrow. AAA modding, 3.56 megabytes to install, $7,000 to buy, 80 horsepower, and 2.1 meter working with. Again, so taking a look at the notch, that is the close comparable, and $9,000 to buy. This is $7,000 to buy. So this one right there, the price point, you're losing out on almost a whole meter worth of width, and you're only saving $2,000 on the price. I don't know if that's enough savings. I'd have to do some calculations, but I don't think that that's good enough on the price point there. 80 horsepower requirement for the mod here versus 95 for the notch. So again, it's about in line,
Yeah.
and 4 megabytes to install. It's not that bad,
No.
the install size, but all in all, I don't know. I don't think it's good enough for a kind of price
Right.
savings, horsepower savings, working with situation to make it worth the downloads. So yeah, I think this one is going to be a pass.
Pass for me as well. Your small farm shenanigans. You know, I actually commented on one of Andy Farm's videos, and I was like, dude, I've been using your saying small farm shenanigans. I love it, you know.
Oh, it's hilarious. I mean, it's like the perfect encapsulation of
Yeah.
you know what is going on.
Right, exactly.
Let's see. Next one we have is the Lizard Bolt 4M. This is a cultivator made by Valix and Nicola 757. 2.91 megabytes to install, $450 to buy. Required horsepower of 20 horses and is 3.9 meters working with. So looking under our cultivators, we have probably close to comparable at 3.9 is going to be the John Deere 980, $9,500 to purchase, and a horsepower requirement of 110 horses. So again, $450 versus $9,500. You're saving $9,000 right off the rip.
Yeah.
You're only losing 0.1 meter compared to the John Deere for this mod here. So again, I mean, you're saving a ton of money. You're only losing 0.1 meter, and the horsepower requirement 110 versus 20. Holy smokes! This is an amazing mod. When everything's said and done, you're barely losing anything, and you're saving a ton of money. And 3 megabytes to install. Yeah, sign me up for this one.
Oh, I agree.
Moving on, we have the Cody Garrett PQ 28000. This is made by Hans. It is 11.83 megabytes to install. This has a price point of $148,500 and a capacity of 28,000 liters. Taking a look at our closest comparables here, we've got under slurry tankers. Let's see. 28,000 liters is going to put us into, the Samsung PG2 28 Genesis territory. So taking a look at that, this does have the 3-point link, as you can see in the pictures here. 28,000 liter capacity versus the Genesis 27,800. The price point of 148,500 for the mod versus 212,500 for the Genesis. So you're already saving almost $80,000.
About there.
Yeah, actually closer to 60, about 60,000. So yeah, I mean, right there off the rip, you're saving 60, almost 70K. You are keeping your capacities right around the same, and you're only installing it for 12 megabytes. Yeah, again, sign me up for this one. This is definitely an install.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, it is a great mod, and don't get me wrong, and I encourage people to install it and try it out, especially if you like the Cody Grant series. Me personally, there's only 2 slurry tankers I will ever use in Farm Sim. That's the Bill Metal Pack from Custom Modding and the GEA from Giant Software from the Plains and Prairies
Plains
DLC.
and Prairies.
Dude, I still blast that song from Munchies. I still blast his
The Agribusness?
well, that one, but also his Plains and Prairies song that he made.
Oh, yeah.
I still blast that one.
Well, dude, check it out, because that's what I've been opening up the show with, is the Agribusiness Night song.
Yeah, and
Actually, you were there at the beginning, so you know.
actually I didn't catch that.
Oh, you didn't? All right.
No, I know that for me, working on Sundays is only gonna last for another 2 months. So, and then I'll be getting Sundays off.
Nice.
So,
We'll weather the storm without you. Let's see. The next one we have is the Lizard S300 Broadcast. This is by Veteran Modding. This is under the seating category. 1.56 megabytes to install, $2,000 to buy, 14-meter working width, and a capacity of 850 liters. So this is a sling seeder. So this is one that just kind of seeds the ground behind you, kind of thing. I do like these. I think these are actually really nice. 14-meter working width. I mean, that right there is a huge working width for what you got going on. And in comparisons, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14 is going to be, again, another in-between Z. We got the Lemkin Solitaire 12 and the Amazon Satan 15,001C. I mean, this is going to be the most ridiculous comparison, but I'm looking at the working width. This Lemkin goes at 12 meters, and the Amazon goes at 15 meters. Now, do you know if this one limits the seeds that get put down, or does this do any grain?
so this is basically what your normal seeder does. There is one thing I do want to pronounce that I do want to say, and it does not say down there. This will basically go the speed of your tractor.
Nice. So yeah, so the reason why I say this is just a ridiculous comparison, again, at 14-meter working width, it's in between these two. The Lemkin Solitaire, which is the smaller of the two, is $165,000. The Amazon, $206,500. You are saving over 150,000 from the small one and over 200,000 from the big one, and you're right in between the two when it comes to the price, or when it comes to the working with. That's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Now, 850 liters, that's not a lot of seed. That's not a lot. You're going to be refilling this a lot, but you're able to get so much done so quickly. And like you said, if it works at the working speed of your tractor, or the speed of your tractor, you sling it around at 32 miles an hour on your on your field is going to get you through really fast. And 2 megabytes to install. Sign me up for this one.
I mean, I would definitely use this if I was like doing start from scratch.
Yep.
This is definitely one I would use. So.
Yeah, I mean, it saves you a massive amount of money, and you're able to get things done quickly. You're able to just kind of sling it out there and get it done, kind of thing. This is awesome. Mm-hmm. And the only downside is the capacity, in my opinion. If this was like 2,000 liter capacity, they'd be nuts. This would be the only thing I'd ever use full sentence stop.
Right.
The next one we have is the CNH 12 row folding corn head pack by Jolly Farms Modding, 6.31 megabytes to install, and we have a price point of 168,000 and a 9-meter working width. So yet again, let's take a look at our comparables for our corn and sunflower headers. And what is this 9-meter working width?
Yeah.
Let's see. Aha. That's going to be the Gergenhof North Star 1230 FB. So we have a price point of $108,000 for the Gergenhof. So right there, full sentence stop. This is not going to be one for me, because you're spending an extra 60 grand for the privilege of having a New Holland or Case branded corn header. So right off the rip, even though it's only 7 megabytes to install, I'll go with the Gergenhof all day, all night to save that 60 grand.
I like this mod. I personally do. I mean, because I don't know, I'm weird because if I'm using like a case combine, like I want a case header to go with it.
For sure.
I mean, yes, I might, if I'm like using a John Deere, for example, like if I'm using like the John Deere X9, I mean, sure, I might use a MacDon header, even with other harvesters, especially like the 19-meter one, 19.2. I mean, it's a big header, and it is actually based off of it's based off of a real life header, 19.2. But talking about the corn header though, I don't know. I just like it. I like how it folds up.
Well, the reason that this would be a hard pass for me is not only, the Gurgenhof being exactly the same working with, but we already have a case and New Holland header um, for that's only 1 meter bigger than this model is. The only benefit that you have of this model compared to the other ones is that this one folds up. The other two don't. So, and the big difference between it is that the case and the New Holland base game headers are $88,000 for 1 meter larger. So again, you're saving $80,000, and the only thing you're missing out on is the ability to fold the header. I think that me personally, I'm running away from this one screaming for an extra 80 grand and a meter smaller. Like, yeah, no, you can't even get me to sign up for this one.
Yeah, I think Brady and I both are sick now. That's great.
No good, sir. No good at all. Next one we have is the Kloss Choreo Pack by Hispano, 29.1 megabytes to install. We have the 1675 head for 12 meters working with, $99,500. We have a trailer for $16,500, and we also have the 2475 head, which is $159,500, 18-meter working with, and the trailer for it for $24,500. So if we take a look again at our comparables, the working with for the first one was 12 meters and the second one was 18 meters. So 12 meters is going to put us in the John Deere C16F category at $144,000. And that is going to be a big savings for that 12-meter header. Now, again, these are all branded and whatnot. This is going to be for Kloss harvesters as opposed to John Deere. So if Will was saying, if you're one of those who want to have a matching header with your harvester and whatnot, completely get it, completely understand. You're going to save a lot of money by utilizing this one, even if you don't have a Kloss harvester. 99,500 versus 144,000. That's a big savings for the same working with. And then the second one here for the 18-meter working with is going to be there is no comparable. Closest one we have is 13 meters. The Gurgenhof North Star 1830 at 13 meters as opposed to the 18. The Gurgenhof is 156,000. This is 159,500. So you're gaining 5 meters for this mod here as opposed to the Gurgenhof. Yeah, this is going to be a mod that is definitely worth installing. It's 30 megabytes though, so be on the lookout. It is up there in size, but it's going to be worth it in the end, I think.
You get a lot of work done with that big header.
Yeah.
The other thing I do want to point out too, yes, it is Kloss branded, but he made it so you can change it to Agco, Case, Kloss, Fendt, John Deere, Massey Ferguson, and New Holland. Or you can do without stickers.
And that's one of the reasons why Hispano is awesome, is because they think of things like that.
Yeah, and then it also gives you the color options, so you can, and it literally changes everything. So it's not just like, oh, it changes like the main color. There's like the main color, design color, rim color. So yeah, so you can literally, so let's just say if I'm using like a John Deere and I want to use this header. Well, I mean, I just changed it to John Deere, changed the color, and voila, there you go. So.
Very nice. Let's see. Whiskey says it is 21:28 over there, so that's what, 9... Yeah, what's that, 9 something? 9:30?
What time did you say?
21:28.
Yeah, it's about 9 something.
Yeah. Ken says that it's Monday the 30th at 4:40 p.m. He lives in the future. Davies says Lizard 4M is a great mod. 100% agree with you there, Davies. And Ezra says, I am back. Welcome back, Ezra. So now, moving on to our next one here, we've got the Kloss Pickup 380 by LS Agrar Oli. It is 3.06 megabytes to install, 32,500 to purchase, and 3.8 meter working width. So this is one of our forage pickups for our harvesters, for our forage harvesters. We take a look at our headers. It's gonna be, I mean, really, we kind of get a combination of them, and they're all around the same price. We got the Kloss, the Kemper, the John Deere, or the Krone. All of those are going to do the same exact thing. $29,000 to purchase any one of those base games. So this is already about $3,000, $3,500 more expensive. Now, the one thing is nice about this is that it's 3.8 meters as opposed to 3 meters. So you do get that zero point 0.8 extra meters for the pickup header itself. So all in all, is that zero point 0.8 meters worth the extra $3,500? Maybe, maybe. But for only 4 megabytes to install too, it's not that heavy on the download. So this would be one that I could be kind of pushed in either direction.
I love this mod. I actually have this mod in FS22. I love it because the base game one, don't get me wrong, it's great. But when you're using a merger and you go down one way and put everything into one row, and then you come back and put another, basically you're putting another row on top of the row that you just made, the base game 3 meter header misses a lot.
Yep.
This is nice because it picks up the entire swath. So I absolutely love this mod. Love it.
Now, one thing I just noticed is that the Kemper, John Deere, and Krone headers are all $29,000. The Kloss base game pickup 300 is $25,000. So you're actually spending quite a bit more to get this one, about $7,500 more. So is it worth that extra zero point 0.8 meters for $7,000? That's going to be like pushing me away personally. But again, I hear the argument of being able to pick it up in one pass as opposed to leaving little nuggets behind.
Yeah.
Let's see. The next one we have is the JCB Q-Fit pallet fork. This is by JGW Modding and is 0.71 megabytes to install. This is a telehandler tool with a price tag of $1,700. The nice thing about this is that it's got a nice little pivot point to where you connect it to your, say, your telehandler here, and you can swivel your head of the telehandler in any direction, and it's going to stay level with the rest of your equipment there. So it's going to be kind of a self-leveling kind of set of equipment, which is nice. I do like those kind of things. For not even a megabyte and less than $2,000, I would install this just to have something that's kind of there and cool.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree. If you're big into using pallet forks and you love telehandlers, get this, get it, because it will save you a lot of time.
Well, yeah, and what's really cool is, and a lot of us who do telehandler work, or not even but pallet work knows, especially if you're using like realistic kind of means to do things, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about is when you try and set something down and you're having to pitch the forks forward in order to be able to drive away, or else you're going to drag it with you kind of thing.
Right.
This is like that kind of self-leveling thing to where all you got to do is just adjust the height. And because you're adjusting the height, it shouldn't catch like a normal set of pallet forks do.
Right.
Shouldn't. Will it? Maybe, but shouldn't being the key word.
I actually used this mod just to test it out, and I had zero problems with it. It didn't catch on anything. It just bloop, dropped it. So
nice. So yeah, then it's a great mod to be able to just kind of help out with the realism factor of using pallet forks.
Yeah.
Next one we have is the PGR Warehouse and Shelter by Raider, 26.89 megabytes to install. We have the shed for $85,000 and the concrete shelter for $22,000 flat. So all in all, just like I was saying before about Raider, mod looks fantastic. It's definitely got some really nice details to it. I am not a fan of the modders taking pictures at night. How can you see what this is supposed to be? I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyways, I mean, if you're looking for, little shelters and it's got that, I actually did my research a while ago to what the PGR stands for, and I cannot remember. I want to say it was like Polish something. It's like it's something along those lines, but I'm pretty certain it's Polish something, and it's to do with like the Polish government and the way that they categorize farms over there, the PGR there, but it's got that really kind of like basic. It's very basic look to it, and not like basic as in the modder did something basic. I'm saying like the actual design of the building. It just looks like it's purpose driven. It's there to do a job. That's it. And I like it. I like that kind of style, that kind of like very basic, simple, kind of design. And this isn't a simple style of building. At the end of the day, this is something that's actually really like nice looking. It's got a lot of, you can see the marring on the third screenshot here. It looks like, kind of scratches in the sides of the building there on the pillar going vertically. All in all, it just looks really cool, and I like this one. For 27 megabytes to install, though, that's a little bit rich, but might be able to talk me into it. Might be able to. What do you think there, sir?
Well, so I have PGR. It stands for Plant Growth Regulator. I don't know if that is part of it or not, but
So I found a ton of different like PGRs that were out there, but the one that was out there that I thought it was Polish something or other. I forget what. Well, anyways, what do you think of it?
a hard pass for me.
Hard pass for you, eh?
Hard pass for me. I mean, it's not my style. I mean, if I'm playing on Zalanka, I'll install this hands down. But I just don't. I don't know. It looks fantastic. Don't be wrong. It's just not my kind of style. So it would be a hard pass for me.
So I did find it. So PGR farms in Poland. The term PGR in context of the Polish agriculture, it stands for some word that I cannot pronounce, which translates to state agricultural farm. So it's basically a state-sponsored farm. So it's like the for the people, like cooperative farm.
Right.
Hence the reason why the designs of the PGR is so basic, is that it's intended to be the cheapest but the most like purpose-driven building that you can get. That's why there's no flair, there's no like special knack to it.
Right.
Also, hence why it looks very old as well. Is I believe this is when communism was a thing in Poland, if I remember correctly.
You're talking to the wrong person about history there, man.
I went down a big rabbit hole when it came to this because I was like PGR this, PGR that. Hey, there's PGR Slewell. There's this, that, and the other. It's like, why? What is PGR? Why is it shorthand?
Right.
Yeah, I went down the rabbit hole and I found out a lot of stuff. Anyways, your history lesson for the day.
Right. What up?
Next one we have is the Old Polish Cow Barn by Dudek. 112, 15.42 megabytes to install. We have the Old Cow Barn, a price point of $70,000 and 70 cow maximum. So again, we take a look at our closest comparables. We have one thing I need to double check is, does this do milking cows? It does look like milking cows.
It does.
So yes, so closest one we're gonna have is 70 cows. Okay, You know what? We'll use the cow barn, the regular cow barn that is used for our milking cows, 50 cow capacity, and a price tag of $245,000. 70,000 for the mod here. Yeah, that's a big savings. I don't know if math is mathing for everybody else because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning for me. But yeah, 70,000 is definitely a lot cheaper than 250,000.
Oh yeah.
And 50 cows for the base game model as opposed to 70. So again, math is mathing. You're talking an additional 20 cows. All in all, this is a nice looking model. You can see just the nice little, again, the weathering, the brickwork, everything that's being done on this model
Right.
is really, really nice. I like the two-tone from the kind of on this screenshot on the right side versus the left side brickwork. You've got some really sharp details. All in all, again, really nice for 16 megabytes too. It's not that intrusive. I say definitely go after this one. Absolutely. Now the only bugger is that again, it being that kind of Polish style, you're gonna have to find the maps that kind of fit it. But if you can find the map that fits it, that you'll make this style work, then you're gonna be good to go.
Yeah. 100%. I agree with you.
Moving on, we got the Polish Barn by Voscher. Mm-hmm. 14.14 megabytes to install. We have a price point of $40,000. And again, very highly detailed. I love the moss work, the brickwork on the siding there. Looks like it'll fit a nice little itty bitty harvester in the side bay there, which is really nice. Again, the shadows, the the screenshots, people. You're showing off your mods. But again, you got the nice tire on the side there, and check this out. That's something I just realized. You see in the second screenshot all the moss and the
Yeah.
vinage on the side of the building. You go to the last screenshot there in the wintertime, that vinage has disappeared and shriveled.
Yeah.
That's a cool little detail right there. That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15 megabytes to install. Again, you're looking at a very specific use case because of Polish Barn. If you've got a map that'll fit that style, this is going to be a good one for you. 40 grand to buy as well, so it's not that expensive and not that big to download. I think this is absolutely worth it if you got a map that'll fit it.
Zalaka.
That would work.
I do like it. It is very, very high detail. Just beware, everybody. The slot count is over 40. So
And
just,
I can see why.
I would just be very, very cautious on that, though. So, which
Well, and go ahead.
I mean, I understand that we have 3,500 slots available, but you also have to remember too that when you take away 40 slots, that takes away 40 slots. So just beware. Just beware.
Well, and looking at this mod, you can see exactly where that 40 slots is going. I mean, you look at it, you got the tire out in the front, you got what looks to be some more tires off to the side there. You got the vinage that I was talking about earlier. I mean, you got the brickwork. I mean, you got so much detail that's on this building. You can see the electrical panel right there above the tire, right there in the middle of the building there. At least that was what looks like an electrical panel on the side of the building. It looks really, really sharp. Yeah, all in all, and wait a minute. It almost looks like it might even change the deco throughout the year because check this out. Look at the third screenshot where the kind of lighting is really bad. The shadows drop down on it. You can see a ladder on the side of the door that is
Yeah.
not there in any other screenshot. So I wonder if throughout the year that deco changes along with the vinage and stuff like that. So that would drive up
Yeah.
the slot count as well.
Yep.
So yeah, I like it. I like that a lot. So moving on to the next one here, we've got the NZ pole barn or pole sheds by ArgZ Gaming, 3.14 megabytes to install, and it looks like we have three different sizes. We have a 3, 4, and 5 bay, starting out at $25,000, going up to $45,000, and later up to $65,000 dollars, and capacities of 75, 100, and 125. So these look like they are auto loading, like bale configurers. Maybe pallets as well.
it is bales and pallets. Which I know it also has three normal size sheds, which are 20, 40, and 60,000. So
Oh, so it's just tacking on an extra. Okay, I see that now. It's
yeah,
tacking on an extra 5 grand onto each one of them if you're using it
yeah,
for a capacity. So that's actually pretty cool. Uh, Overall, looking at these, it's really nice. They're very simple kind of styled sheds there. NZ New Zealand pole
yep,
sheds.
yep. That's exactly what it stands for.
Aha. Oh yeah, pack of New Zealand pole sheds. There you go. Helps if you read one line below
Wait,
it.
wait,
One line.
wait. Doesn't oh, I'm gonna kick myself now for forgetting this. Ken, doesn't Ken live in New Zealand?
Yes, he does.
Hey, Ken, New Zealand pole sheds for you. There
New,
you go.
New Zealand represented right here for you, Ken. Looking really sharp. I think this looks great. I think it looks like a nice, just simple example of a shed. And I really do think that this could probably fit anywhere on this map. So, or anywhere on a map. It doesn't necessarily have to be New Zealand because I just think this is a nice, simple design. It's not one that really kind of seems like, oh, well, it's only going to fit in New Zealand or it's only going to fit
Right.
in this specific location. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you. I
So
got
yeah,
you.
all in all, yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. And for only 4 megabytes, we have not only just basic sheds, but we also have sheds with the capacity as well.
Right.
Sign me up. I would download this absolutely.
Right. No, I agree. I agree 100%.
Catching up with the chat real quick, we got Davies saying Old Polish Cow Barn is an excellent mod. 100% agree with you. It doesn't look Polish. It just looks old, though. I mean, it definitely has that. There's definitely a Polish style to it, but it's also kind of ambiguous enough not to be like standing out too hard. Samuel says, "Hey, BDD is live stream. Stop, LOL." We got Davey saying, "I have the New Zealand mod, amazing mod, 100% agree." Ken says, "Geez, BDD, what did I do? I'm confused." Uh, he's the one that forgot where you were.
Yeah.
Davey says hey to Ken. Ken says what up. We got Gold Gaming says howdy neighbors, howdy Gold. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. We got Davey saying not much you and hey Gold. Samuel says I'm out. Bye. Have a great night. See you soon in next live stream later. Farm Sim Talk with guest Fear Night. Yes. So thank you so much, Samuel, for putting that out there. Yes, tomorrow is another episode of Farm Sim Talk with special guest Fear Night. Looking forward to that. I also want to give, just real quick, don't mean to derail anything, I want to give a special thank you for Trucker Matsy for the Farm Sim Talk yesterday. Had an absolute blast with him. Just sitting there, I haven't laughed so hard in a long, long time. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was a good time.
I caught
I
part of
think
it.
good times were had by all. You caught part of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I had so much fun.
Yeah, that I was working though, so I caught it when I got home. I caught part of it.
Gotcha. All right. Do you need to catch up with anything on your chat? And you take care, Samuel. Hope you have yourself a fantastic rest of your night.
I wish. Womp 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 womp.
Dun, dun, dun. We got the Village Oil Mill by Cookson. 12.08 megabytes to install, a price point of $240,000. This is just a really nice looking, just industrial style looking oil mill. If you want an oil mill and you kind of want this kind of generalized style, I think this is a nice looking one. And for only 13 megabytes to install, it's about the right price point for the larger industrial style production points. All in all, for 13 megabytes, I think it's going to be worth the install. What do you think?
I do want to state though that it is wrong because it says selling points. This is actually a production.
Oh.
If I remember correctly, this ran super slow, and the capacity of it was only like 20,000.
Oof.
So just I would just it looks fantastic, don't get me wrong, but it has a small capacity to it, so just be aware of that. Like, cause
There we go.
I know Mister. Oh no, it should be Oh, who was it? It was Looney Farm guy. He skipped a day like he usually does when he tests these. He skipped it a whole
Yep.
entire day, and he only got one pallet out.
So it's funny that you mentioned that because Trucker Matsy made a comment like that yesterday, how he tweaks pretty much all of his production points on anything that he does. And it's because the productions are just so darn slow, even the industrial size ones. You can typically get one, maybe two pallets a month, which him and I were kind of bantering back and forth saying, if there was ever a company to this size and scale that could only produce one pallet of goods per month, they would no longer be a company.
Right.
So yeah, no, he was saying how he tweaks it to make it a little bit more reasonable for the amount of output that you would get from a building of this stature, kind of thing, which made total sense to me. Let's see. Moving on to our next one, we have a really good one. I like this one. So you weren't here when I was saying this, but we had a couple of game changers, in my opinion, later on towards the end of the week. We had already covered this.
Yeah.
This one, I think this one's going to be really knocking on that door, really knocking on the game changer door. Now, let's kind of get into it. We got the Duhut's Herbal Tea by Chenben is 62.93 megabytes to install. This is an absolute behemoth. I'm not going to go through all this text and stuff, but you can see we've got a bunch of stuff going on here. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to show off a couple of these kind of pictures here real quick, just to kind of show the breadth of everything that's going on here. But you can see there's a bunch of productions to this. This is basically an entire production network all by itself.
Oh, yeah.
So you got greenhouses, you got factories, you got all sorts of stuff, all to make teas, all these different styles of teas. And one I wanted to stomp on was right here, the summary of productions. So this thing is absolutely massive. So again, it was almost 70 megabytes, but you can see why it's 70 megabytes because you have all these different stuff. So you start out with the plants. You have your greenhouses, your gardens in one kind of section where you can produce your verbena, mint, lemon balm, thyme, chamomile, and peppermint. All those kind of individual products there. And then you have your actual trees, which will produce your linden and your rose hips. Those are basically the summary of the plants. Then you've got the one section for your drying stage. You got your old dryer and your modern dryer, which then can produce all these different dried products. You can then take it to the various factories, i.e., the herbal tea factory or the laboratory. You can do either one of those kind of divergence, and then you can make your various different styles of tea: your Sweet Dreams tea, your mint herbal teas, your Duhat herbal teas, your Bao Time tea, and your Lover's mint tea. And then you can also then, after you produce all that, send it off to sale. Now, the reason that I say this is a game changer, like very borderline, I'm not going to say it is, but it's very borderline, is because this reminds me so much of the grape factory that we got in last year's or FS22's version. I remember Mr. Sealy P did a whole series using that specific mod, but it's basically like you could go through and you can make, with your grapes, you can basically press them to get the pulp. Once you got the pulp, you could then dry it out and make it into leather, into like a fruit leather. Once you made it into a fruit leather, you can make it into belts and like all sorts of different stuff. Like, there's all these different like productions and downstreams of itself. And I feel like this one is similar. This also has a couple of miscellaneous like warning signs and a statue and stuff like that. But
Love the statue.
all in all, yeah. But I mean, all in all, this is a fantastic mod. And I love these kind of things that, yeah, it might be really kind of like, I don't want to say complicated, but it's like there's so many complexities inside of this, but it makes it to where you have so much to do all within this one realm of a mod. And for again 70 megabytes to install, it's 62.93 in total. This I think is worth every megabyte size
Yeah.
because you're getting so much out of it. Like I said, you're getting greenhouses and gardens, you're getting trees and plantage. So that's like four separate mods right there all by itself. Then you're getting two separate sets of dryers, a herbal factory, a laboratory to make all the various different types of products, and then a sell point. Like all in all, this is an absolutely huge thing, and it's going to create many hours of things to do to move on to the next chain, to then many hours to do to move on to the next chain, and so on and so forth. You're going to get a lot of legs out of this mod, a lot of legs out of it. What do you think?
Excuse me. I do agree. This is definitely a really really good mod. I've used it. It's just I forgot. I think it's the laboratory, but I could be wrong. I know one of them does dried only, and the other one does non-dried only, which is kind of weird. But the speeds are okay. But the selling price for teas is like in the thousands. So I know that, and I believe, oh, what was it? I believe I know Sweet Dreams and and the uh, and the mint herbal tea were the biggest sellers. I believe it was the mint herbal tea that came in at almost $9,000 per 1,000 liter.
Wow.
That was a norm. That was a normal, not easy mode. That was normal mode. So it can sell very very good. And you don't necessarily need the market stall. It will actually sell at some places on the map. It's just that the market stall will give you the best price.
Yeah.
I personally do think this is a fantastic mod. I mean, if you're huge and doing factories, definitely check this out. There is one caution of warning that it doesn't say in there. I'm gonna say it. I know Andy Farm said it. I know DJ Goham said it, and Mr. Sealy P said it, and now I'm gonna say it, and so did Looney Farm guy. If you're playing on a map, oh my throat, that's that has a lot of custom crops like Glendenthal, don't use this. Because the game can only support so many custom crops. So
Well, yeah,
if
you figure that this, just looking at this summary of productions, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 different products just pictured right here.
yeah,
So
and the max is
if yeah,
25.
exactly.
The max is
Exactly.
yeah, the max is 25 custom crops. So I mean, like I said, if you're playing on, I'm just using an example of Glendenthal because it's a prime example. You know how many custom crops are on Glendenthal? A lot,
Oh yeah.
a lot. So you'd be SOL when it comes down to this. Now, if you use that on like Alma, Missouri, for prime example, it'd be perfectly fine. Using this on Iowa Plains View when it comes out, which we're gonna talk about later, you might be able to get away with it. Might. That's a slight might. As long as you don't use anything else, you can get away with it. But if you have one other thing installed that has like a couple different crops in it, you're SOL. So just a fair head of warning right there for everybody.
Yep. All right, moving on to the next one. We have the Slurry Yard by Missy B. 1.23 megabytes to install, $50,000 to buy. This is a sell point for your slurry, manure, and digestate. So I don't know if this is similar to how it was in the past. And actually, you know what? I do have this mod, so I'm going to just check it out here on the fly. So let's go ahead and drop that down. Do, 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 do. You laughing at me?
Digestate sells for 10 times the price for this.
That's okay. That's what I was looking up. Is I remember that this sell point is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
There it is, $50,000 to buy. I'm just gonna slap it down somewhere because I don't care about the terraform. All right. Nope, not that one. All right. So taking a look, we're gonna go with manure first. All right. So we got the manure yard. We can sell it for $86 per thousand liters. Now this is on medium difficulty on Zelanka. The slurry yard goes from 86 to $940 per thousand liters.
Yeah.
Insane. Insane the amount of money that you're going to get out of this. This is, in my opinion, this is almost too overpowered because of that amount of money. Then you look at the slurry. Again, same thing. $90 at the liquid manure yard, the sell point, versus the slurry yard, $933 per thousand liters. Ridiculous. And then again, looking at digestate as its own.
Digestate's ridiculous.
Digestate? Where's digestate? There it is. Right there. $1,798 per thousand liters. What the heck is going on here?
10 times.
What kind of world do we live in? Like, that is ridiculous. The high point, according to the screen here, says it should be $111 per thousand liters. We are like more than 10 times, like 17 times the amount of the high point. This is so ridiculously overpowered. I mean, if you're wanting to make money fast from your manures and stuff like that, then check it out. I mean, I have this installed. I likely am going to uninstall it because of just how ridiculously overpowered this is.
Quick question.
Huh?
So you said it was 111 for base, right?
For digestate, $111 for base high point.
And how much was it for this mod again?
$1,798 per thousand liters.
Yeah, so it's got to be almost about 15, 16 times because I just did times 10 and that's 11. That's 1,110.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's nearly like a 16x improvement of a base price. I mean, I'll put it to you this way. This is why I like the mod. This looks good. I really like the model. The pricing scale is so ridiculous, and here's why.
Love it.
$1,798 per thousand liters. If you take a look at solid fertilizer as a sell point, do I have something that will accept it? Hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm going to install a sell everything. There we go. Okay, so solid fertilizer. According to this, at the sell everything, wait, that's not right. That's not right. That's not the one I want to install because that's the one with the ridiculous pricing increase. Sell everything. There we go. Oh, no, wait. No, it's about right. All right. Solid fertilizer on this map is selling for $4,800.
Yeah.
That's for a product that's like super expensive right out the gate kind of thing. Like that's ridiculous. The fact that you're getting almost half the price of per thousand liters for digestate of all things, which is just a byproduct.
Right.
Like, no, absolutely not. That's just wild. No, let me just make sure that my... Oh, I am on easy. Why am I on easy mode? What? Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, hold on. I just went on a small rant for no reason.
How dare you?
Okay, hold on. Okay, so digestate fix itself, $66 per thousand liters as a high point versus $1,079 to sell currently.
Yeah,
and I'm on the second to lowest month in August.
Yeah, so it's almost about 10 times the amount.
Yeah. So digestate at $1,079 per thousand liters versus solid fertilizer Where is it? Where? Solid. Right there. $2,736 per 1,000 liters.
Yeah.
Like you're basically getting a half reduction from solid fertilizer. It's berserk how overpowered this mod is.
Right.
Again, if you're wanting to do it, be my guest. Me personally, uh, this feels like you're cheating. What do you think?
I mean, I don't want to be that kind of person, but I mean, isn't it cheating if you use like the Colossus Harvester's bag?
At Fight Club, we don't speak of Fight Club.
Oh, come on, that was good. You know, no, I mean, yes, I do agree. It is definitely one of those things that I feel like it is kind of cheating. But I mean, on the other hand, if you're that kind of person that doesn't really care, and you don't want to use like the government subsidy signs to cheat money in, this is definitely a good way of doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because to literally buy slurry, I mean not slurry, to buy digestate is about the exact same price it is to sell it for 1,000 liters.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you're basically making your money back like tenfold. So
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, now here would be like the ultimate example of like how ridiculously overpowered this is. If I go to the manure, right? Looking at manure, I can buy manure from the manure buy point at the animal dealer for $65 per 1,000 liters. I can sell that manure back to the slurry yard for $564 per 1,000 liters.
yeah,
Like nearly a 10x improvement from buying to selling. I could literally make a 10x improvement uh, by doing nothing but buying and selling. That's it.
I mean,
Like you can see in game, $65 for the buy versus 52 to sell. Like at the same location. So I would actually take a reduction of almost $10 per 1,000 liters. Like that makes sense. Not a nearly 10x improvement just by going to a different sell point. That's just nuts to me.
right. I mean, also to I mean, because manure itself, like solid manure, doesn't really have the greatest like. I'm trying to think of the word here. Doesn't have like the greatest impact when it comes down to precision farming. Slurry is where it's at.
Yep.
So to sell off your manure, I mean, it could be worth it. But I don't know. See, I'm in the middle because it's like if you have tons of things, like tons of this different kind of stuff that you could sell there, and you just want to get rid of it, yeah, place it down, sell it, get rid of it. But on the other hand, it's like, okay, if you want to play realistically, don't place it down.
Yep, exactly.
So
Well, yeah, and just like we say all the time, like everybody to each your own. I'm not making a judgment call whatsoever. If
right,
you want this because this is, something that's going to make your life easier, then have at it.
right,
Don't let anything that Will or I say stop you in playing the game style that you want to play.
right.
That is completely and 100% up to you. Like I said, I'm saying from my perspective, from my point of view, this is way too overpowered for me to be able to feel like I actually earned something.
Not wrong.
Moving on. We got the Classic Fences and Gates pack by JD Modding ARG, 14.42 megabytes to install. And we have a price variance of $15 to $1,700. I think that this looks really sharp.
I love it.
Really, really sharp. I mean, 15 megabytes is a lot. I mean, it's a lot for fences and stuff like that, but you get a good variety of different styles and different kind of, attributes here. You get a nice little, I love that kind of cow head, um, covered archway as kind of an
Mm.
entrance way. I think that's cool. It just, you got a lot of stuff here, a lot of stuff in this pack. It looks really, really good.
I absolutely love like the sign with the hand with the circle with the like do not enter basically, or like no touch.
Yeah, yep. No touchy.
If you ever play multiplayer again, like I'm gonna place that all. Like, I'm gonna build a farm, place it down. Second, like you or somebody comes by and they see that, I'd be like, yeah, no touchy.
No touchy.
I built this farm the way I
All
like
right.
it.
Really quick, we got Ken that says not much Davies farming. Samuel says tomorrow, good great night. See you in the next live stream. Like I said, bud, hope you have a fantastic rest of your night. You take care. We'll see you again next time. Happy 4th of July. Yes, happy 4th of July. That is coming up here in the next few days. Good great weekend, and like and subscribe, y'all. Thank you so much, Samuel. Greatly appreciate it. The Herd. How's it going, Herd? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Says moving on. I agree. I agree. We got the British Farmhouse by Omatana, 18.42 megabytes to install, $50,000 to buy, and
You can go in it.
you can go inside. Ooh, and it looks good too. Looks really good. Again, Omatana, she does great work with her mods, and again, no exception here. If you got a nice little British farm that you're working on, this is going to be a good little addition to it. So, what's that?
No, I was just saying that because me doing that a lot and coughing is starting to hurt my throat.
Gotcha.
The one thing, and I'm gonna put this out here right now. Only one person, I believe that was Mr. Sealy P. One person out of the 4 mod reviewers that I watch got this. Only one. I knew it was there. But only one person. So it's in the third screenshot. If you walk in, that fireplace isn't going. You walk over near it, you could turn it on.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I put a comment on DJ Goham's video, and I was like, dude, I love your videos. I love your my videos. You need to slow down a little bit, man. Because he's just like flying through all the places. I was like, I understand we got a lot of them, man, but still.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, that's the thing. Is you got so much to go through in such a little time to do it in. Let's see. Herd says, finally catching this live and not on replay. Well, I appreciate you stopping in and hanging out with us for a little while there, Herd.
Woohoo.
Hope you're having a great one, like I said.
Uh,
Let's see.
Felipe says, I did a friend request on Discord. Okay, I'll take a look at it there, Felipe, later.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, the next one here, the modern Polish house. Let's see, that's the 24th. Yeah, see, I believe this was a new one and it had an update like right away. Am I mistaken about this one, Will?
So this came out 2 weeks ago.
Did it come out 2 weeks ago?
It came out. It came out 2 weeks ago, and then it was removed almost instantly. And then it came out as an update. So,
Well then, if it's an update, moving on to the
Right.
Mediterranean Farmhouse by Horn Farmer Modding, 26.96 megabytes to download, $50,000 to buy. It is a farmhouse, and it basically is the base game farmhouse that we had on like Ho Bella Roll and
Yeah.
all that stuff for FS22. I mean,
yeah, you
you can go in
can
the garage, you can go into the front door, but you can't go inside.
can't go inside.
Yeah, so
You can go inside.
27 megabytes is a lot of megabytes in order to not be able to go into the entire house. And yeah, it's the FS22 home. So if you like the style, if you like this house, hey, more power to you. This is gonna be one I'm gonna skip.
Ugh.
What do you think there, sir?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a hard skip for me.
Yep. Next one we have is
Did you forget something?
Nope. Did I forget something?
What was your favorite mod for that week?
No, let's see. It's gonna have to be. Oh, probably it's gonna be the Duhut's herbal tea, just because of how dynamic that one is.
It's a good choice. I mean that was
What about
definitely
you?
that was definitely gonna be like my number three choice. My favorite mod had to be the glass Choreo pack by Hispano, the 18-meter corn header.
That's definitely a good one. Absolutely a good one.
All right,
All right.
last day.
Last day. The Demco Special Transports by Hispano. Hispano was on a tear last week. 36.39 megabytes to download, and this is a auto loading bale trailer. This is like a flat deck trailer, and wow, does that hold an absolute metric ton of bales. Look at
Yeah.
that thing. And I'm sorry, the wheels. The wheels are the most ridiculous thing I've seen on any vehicle ever. I mean, excuse me, Hispano, how many wheels is your mod going to have? Yes.
It looks like a caterpillar.
Look at this. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 axles, and I believe each axle is a dually. Yes. Yes. So, holy bejeebers.
So it's
That's
two,
a lot of
four,
wheels.
6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So 16. So 16
16
times
per side, 32
thir-
total wheels.
Yeah.
Like that's bonkers, absolutely bonkers. $78,500 to buy the 6x4, or $98,500 to buy the 8x4. 52 bale capacity for the small one, and 72 bale capacity. 72 bales.
And it's square bale only, no round bills.
Yes, yes. But still, I'm sorry, but that is ridiculous. 72 bale capacity for a trailer is
Why not?
bonkers. Like that's basically double the I think the biggest one we had so far. But
Yeah.
again, when you have all the wheels, I mean, I guess you can have a ridiculous amount of bales.
Also, another really cool feature about this
What's that?
is that all the wheels turn. So basically, so from the back wheel going about halfway. So let's just say if you're driving your semi and you decide, okay, I'm gonna go left. So basically, your wheels will basically pivot in a way, so you're going left. So the back wheels, basically, you have so all the way from the back wheel about halfway up, they'll basically turn to the right, like they're going in, like into the truck. And then,
Oh, jeez.
then basically halfway going forwards, will go vice versa. So it's kind of making like a point almost. So then that way you can make tighter turns, and that's even with all the 32 wheels.
That's ridiculous. That's a cool little. That is cool. I will give it that.
So I mean, it was a pass for me.
Like I
but
said, I could just see somebody talking to Hispano. It's like, hey, Hispano, how's your mod going? Oh, it's going good. It's going good. You said it was a flat deck trailer, right? Oh yeah. How many axles that have? Yes.
yeah, that was it. It was a pass for me, not a hard pass, but it was definitely a pass for me. Only because I don't know, I just can't see myself using that. I'm sorry.
That's going to be one of those mods where it's going to only be available on a map that is absolutely massive and straight. Like in Alma, Missouri, I could see getting away with that on Alma. I could not see getting away with that on any map with any turns, any undulations, anything along those lines, because it's just not going to be able to get down the street.
I can think of 2 maps off the top of my head that I think this would be horrible in.
Oh, yeah? Which ones?
You got Riverbend
Yep.
and and Hootan Pantai.
Oh my goodness, Hutan Pantai. Yeah, that'd be nuts. That would just be nuts.
Especially trying to go around the village.
Yep. Yep.
You get stuck on every corner.
Let's see. Next one we got is the Capello Quasar HS16 by Hispano. Yet again, Hispano, 5.47 megabytes to install. Price tag of $125,000 at 12 meters. So we've got us a nice little corn and sunflower header. And if we take a look at our comparables, we've got, let's see, that was what, 12 meters I said? 12 meters I said. We've got the John Deere C16F again. So that is a price point of $144,000. This is $125,000. So you're saving about 20 grand right off the rip. Same working width, so that's really nice. And yeah, you can customize it to fit on several different styles, it looks like. So you got the kind of red and reds, and you got your yellows. So looks like you can adjust the color scheme and all that stuff, which is nice. That is absolutely nice. So all in all, for 6 megabytes, I would install this.
I have it installed. I like it.
Excellent. Let's see. The next one we have. Oh, I love it. The Big Bud 450 by Hispano and JAHG Modding. We got the price point of $260,500 for 450 horsepower. And yeah, this thing is an absolute behemoth. Beastly. I love the Big Bud series.
Yeah, it's 33.
Absolutely love it.
33.09 megabytes.
Oh, did I skip over that?
Yeah.
33.909 megabytes. I was just too excited to say the Big Bud. So let's see. I said 450. Yes, 450 horsepower, which is going to put us in the large tractor category under. Ooh, going to be. Yeah, we'll say the Fendt 1000 Vario is going to be our closest comparable. $382,000 and 396 base horsepower. So already right off the rip, you're getting a base horsepower of 450, and you're getting about 54 extra horses right off the bat. Now the Vario, like I said, $382,000 compared to the mods, $260,500. You're saving over $100,000 going with the Big Bud as opposed to the Fendt there. Now, I will say that the Fendt does go a lot faster than the Big Bud. I think the Big Bud tops out at what, like 20 kilometers an hour?
Yeah, it's super slow.
Super slow. Super, super slow. But it just looks like an absolute tank. I love the Big Bud series. Always have. But all in all, yeah, for 34 megabytes to install, it's going to be a bit on the heavy side. I would likely skip it because of that file size, but I can also hear the arguments of, hey, you're saving $100,000 compared to like the Fendt that we just compared it to. And even if you go the step further to the John Deere 9R series, yeah, you're going to lose out on about, what is that, 34 megabyte or 34 horsepower on the John Deere compared to the Big Bud, but you're still saving $200,000. And you're only losing 34 horses. I mean, come on. I mean, that's ridiculous. If you're looking for a workhorse, the Big Bud is where to go.
Oh, I mean, I've never used any of the Big Buds ever. They've always just been a pass for me. So
the only thing that is like the only negative I can come up with a Big Bud is that it doesn't have the 3-point linkage system.
Mm-hmm.
So you have no front 3-point link. You have no rear 3-point link. It's always on the not the ball, but the pin hitch. Mm-hmm. You know, so you've got very specific equipment that can be utilized with that. Now, the cool thing is that we do have those little trail lifters and stuff like that, so you can kind of rig it up to where it would work with it. But just be aware. Just be aware. Mm-hmm. Next one we have is the Fiat Universal 650 by Hispano. Of course, it was by Hispano. Pretty much all of last week was by Hispano. You haven't heard us say anybody else's name. It's just if you have heard it, it's all in your head, not ours.
Yeah.
75.86 megabytes to install. We have two separate style tractors here. Same style, but one's a two-wheel drive version. The other's a four-wheel drive version. Two-wheel drive is $26,800 and a starting power band of 65 horsepower. And the four-wheel drive version, again, $33,600. And again, 90 horsepower to start out with. And that's going to put us out in the small tractors category at 90 horses. Let's see. That's going to be the Kloss Arion 470 410 at $91,500 and 90 horsepower. So again, the even the four-wheel drive versions we'll use like for like as the Kloss is four-wheel drive as well. 33,600. So you're saving $60,000 for the same exact power band, which is really, really nice. And you have your front loader tools and all that stuff. It works just like a normal. Now, it doesn't have the front three-point link. As far as I can tell, it looks like it just has the pin hitch right there in the front. So all in all, you're going to be losing out on the front three-point linkage, but you're going to save 60 grand. So I think 60 grand I can suffer without the front three-point link. What do you think?
Yeah. Hopefully for not too much longer, because Pepe 978, they're 3-point mounted attachments with Giants right now that hooks up to a pin hitch.
Don't we already have something like that?
No.
Oh, we don't? I thought we did have one that
No.
did something similar to that.
No.
Well then, yes, that'll be nice to have. I that's one of the mods I absolutely love when we get those.
Well, because it was
Hey, Will,
what?
one guess on who the next mod is by.
Yeah, Hispano. No, no, it's funny. Hispano still has like 20 something mods with Giants right now.
Wow. Hispano's been an absolute beast here, just ripping through mods.
I know that Giants, I think, gave Hispano some permission to bring some stuff over from DLCs too, from 22. So
Nice.
So I mean, we could see some stuff from a DLC. Could. Not.
Maybe we'll see your swather.
Nah, I don't think so. No, I'm pretty sure we're either gonna see that in the next mod release from Giants if they bring one. Because we typically usually get one, maybe two, like per month. Which I know that someone reached out to me before, and after I sat down and thought about it, I tried to do a little bit of research. The reason why we never got a mod drop this month is because we got Precision Farming, which came out in April, I believe, and then we got Plains and Prairies. I realized that if we got a DLC drop, we don't get a mod release.
Yep.
So we got nothing coming out next month, so we could see one potentially. So who knows? FarmCon, it's right around the corner.
Yeah, right around the corner. So real quick, we got Ken that says my top mod is the NZ pole shed. LOL. No, I couldn't see that one coming.
Oh no.
I love it, Ken. Absolutely love it. The herd says hey to Ken. Ken says, what up, herd? Still following the farm. Thumbs up. The herd says, thanks, Ken. I hope everything is going great. Ken says, just waiting for the NZ map to drop sometime next year. It's by Argsy Gaming. Nice. That'll be cool to check out. Let's see. Next one we have is the Armatrack 1104 by Hispano. 17.37 megabytes to install. $80,500 to buy. 110 horsepower to power it. So again, we're looking at our small tractor band. Let's go ahead and go there. 110 horsepower to start out. That's going to be the Fendt 300 Vario Territory as our closest comparable. So again, if we take a look, $80,500 compared to the Fendt's $134,500. So you're talking a savings of over $50,000 right off the bat. That's really nice. 110 horsepower for the mod versus 113. So you're only missing 3 horses for this one, and it's only 18 megabytes to install. I would absolutely download this one.
This is 110 flat. There's no upgrading it. Which I think is, I mean, I understand it's realistic and all, which I absolutely love. But I know some people are like, well, can't you make a bigger engine? This was base game back in 22, so
Yep.
It's great to see it back. I mean, it's something I'm not going to use, If I believe Puma 145 is planning to bring Ellengrad back.
Oh, nice.
That I feel like would be a great tractor for that.
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%. I agree
So
with you there.
so
All right. Next one we have is the John Deere 500 grain cart by uh by Hispano. No, no, by Emerson by Emerson Dentino ML modding and Orton modding. 8.82 megabytes to install, 15,000 liter capacity, and a price tag of $22,500. This is a really sharp looking mod. Really sharp. If you're looking for a nice little John Deere auger wagon to attach to your John Deere that's being powered by your John Deere and being filled by your John Deere, well, then have the John Deereception available for
right,
you right here.
right,
Again, taking a look at our comparables, pretty much similar to what we dealt with earlier. There's really no good comparable for this. This one kind of is a league of its own because of how overwhelmingly large the auger wagons were from base game. But
right.
the Demco 850 single auger grain cart, $68,500, 30,000 liter capacity. So it's half the capacity the mod is, but 22,500 versus 68,500. You're not doubling the price and getting,
Right.
getting to that Demco price. So the price per 1,000 liters is worth the value. And 9 megabytes to install. If you're a John Deere fan, this is going to be a good one for you. And it's going to be good on the download side. And it's going to be good on the price. I say go for it.
I love it. Johnny.
Nothing runs like a deer.
Exactly. And if it's red, keep it in the shed.
Next one we have is the Brantner Z18051 trailer. This is by Premium Power, 3.78 megabytes to install, $37,000 to buy. Now, this does not show me a capacity, but my best guess is that the price per 1,000 liters is blown way out the window that I look for my trailers. So, all in all, I don't have a real good comparison for this one. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pass on by on this one just because I don't have any good comparables to show off for this one. Will, what do you think?
Oh, I'm trying to think which one it is. I don't think it's a Brantner. It's the base game trailer. Oh man, I'm trying to blank here. I am drawing a blank here. It's been a very long day. Was it this one? Okay, yeah. So it's so it's the Brantner brand I'm thinking about. So it does hold about the exact same amount. I think it's a little bit more than the Brantner base game. It's the Z18051 1/2 XXL PowerFlex, which is 19,600 liters. I think it's around there. So.
Which, based on the kind of style, the single axle swivel front end on it, I mean, that would make sense if that was the case. But the problem is that it's an additional like $9,000
Yeah.
in comparison to that one. So if we didn't get a bigger capacity, then that would be a huge disappointment. So
Right.
again, that would just lead me to just skipping over this. Even though it's only 4 megabytes to install, it's not that intrusive on the file size. But all in all, this is going to be one that I would pass over simply because it's not stated. Like if I was just a casual observer going through and it's like, oh, okay, well, here's a trailer and it's 37,000. Oh, but I don't know how big it is. I'm not going to install it, and I'm
Right.
not going to bother, taking the time to install it because of that.
Right. Exactly. Plus, it's a dolly.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're not a big fan of dollies, then yeah, this is going to be a pass for anybody in that category. Moving on to the next one, we have the Lizard EV120 by 69 or 76. Wow.
69.
I am exhausted. It is It was almost 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm trying to power through this. 76 max, 8.68 megabytes to install, $27,000 to purchase, and 13,000 liters with a working width of 9 meters. This is a manure spreader. We take a look at our comparables. We've got under our manure spreaders right there. Let's see,
Requires 130,
13. What?
and it requires 130 horsepower to operate.
And 130 horsepower to operate. Let's see, 13,000 liters. It's gonna pretty much put us in between a pair of them. We got the Branther TA12050 Power Spread Plus at 31,500, 80 horsepower and 9,000 liter capacity. And then we got the Haw DST 16 67,000 liter. $67,000 to purchase, 16,500 liter capacity at 150 horsepower. So when taking a look at this at 13,000 liters and $27,000, we're gonna actually it's actually much better than the Branther there, because you figure 13,000 liters compared to the 9,000 liters, so you're getting 4,000 extra liters and a price point of $27,000 for the mod versus $31,500 for the base game there. So you're spending about $4,500 less and getting 4,000 liters more. Now the working width is where it kind of differs as well. The mod here is 9 meters. The starting for the Branther is 8 meters. So bigger capacity, bigger spread width base, and cheaper to buy. So yeah, this one, sign me up for. I would absolutely install this. 9 megabytes to install as well. Definitely a good one.
It is the Lizard brand because it's for all platforms, but technically it's the Orange EV120. That's the branded version, but it's Lizard for all platforms. So it's not bad. It's not my kind of style because I like the kind that shoots from the side.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, moving on.
Moving on. We got the Lizard Rice Seeder 500. This is by Agro Capara?
Something like
This
that.
is listed under Cedars, $2,000 buy, 50 horsepower and 4-meter spread with 500 liter capacity. So kind of similar to the last one that we were discussing earlier. This is a cedar that allows you to just kind of sling out your product and be able to, kind of go from there. I don't think this is specialized to rice. Am I wrong about that, Will?
I'm gonna give that to you in a second because I will have a problem with this mod. And it's less than a megabyte too, which is nice. It's 0.60 megabytes to download. But the this, if it were me, I would remove this so fast off the mod hub. Like the modder probably wouldn't have time to blink.
Really?
Sorry. Now you see all in the screenshots for most of them. It's like all in like the flooded fields that it's seeding, right?
Correct.
I don't know what this modder was thinking, or if they made a boo boo. But it only takes long grain rice, not regular rice.
Really?
And you can't. You have to put long grain rice in first, then flood it, not flood it, then put long grain rice in. And the and it holds less capacity because it's 500 liters than the other one we talked about, the other cedar. So
yeah, because the other one was 800 liters, wasn't it?
it's like 850.
Yeah.
This is it was a very confusing mod because I'm looking at all these. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so it's rice only, no other crops, and the only thing it takes is long grain rice.
Oh wow. Well then, yeah, this would be a absolute hard pass for me. I mean, if you're into rice, if this is your kind of jam kind of thing, then this might be something for you. If you're looking to do long grain rice and long grain rice only, but yeah, I mean, for less than a megabyte to install and $2,000 to buy, it's not that bad in any direction. It's just gonna have some restrictions on you. So
Pass.
Buyer beware.
At your own risk. All right.
Next one we
Next.
have is the U600 1-3 Tur. This is by Nikos 321, 3.37 megabytes to install, $900 to buy, 3-meter working with, and 20 horsepower required. So this is under rollers. So really, we don't have a good comparison to this one, but the closest one we have is the Vaderstad Rexus 1230 at 12.3-meter working with and $46,500. I can already tell you that at $900, this is going to be worth your time to install. This is going to be one of those really good introductory kind of rollers that are out there in order to kind of get your small farm going, but then you'll be able to kind of go from there. Yeah, all in all, I think this is fantastic, and only 4 megabytes to install. Go for it. Absolutely go for it. It's better price per meter. It's better horsepower. It's better, everything with the exception of the 3-meter working with. That's the only negative thing about this is the size, but the price, everything makes up for it.
Right. Also a before you buy awareness. When you're going through the field with this thing, be very cautious, because if you're going around a corner like you would with a normal roller, it's just fine. This, like, let's say I'm driving and I'm like, okay, the corner's coming up, and I go to make a right hand turn on a corner. You look behind you and whoosh, there it goes. Like, the thing will like slingshot all the way to the other side. So
One of those where it just doesn't weigh enough to be able to maintain its course.
exactly. So plus it's all on chains. So
Yep.
just beware. That's all.
Next one we have is the hitch support by Scandinavian Viking Mod Rebuilds Team, 6.48 megabytes to install. We have a price point of $3,335, and this is a rear connector for what appears to be your wheel loaders. So you can connect this to the back of your Volvos and be able to hook up to trailers and other, things that you want to kind of tag along with you. So very, very nice. And it being only 7 megabytes if you use your wheel loaders, your high lows, things like that to a large extent, then this is going to be a good one for you. Me, I don't use the wheel loaders that often, so this is going to be a pass for me.
I use wheel loaders a lot, but this is still gonna be a pass for me. I mean, I don't ever haul anything with it, so.
Next one we have is the Bomec 24 by Agribusness, 8.37 megabytes to install, $89,500 to buy, and a working speed of 16 kilometers per hour. That, let's see, essentially the drape hoses for the slurry right here. So that's, let's see, Bomec 24. 24 meters. 24 meters, yeah. So it's going to be kind of the in-between of the Multi-Profi 2115 and the Multi 4XL. 89,500, which again puts it pretty much right in the middle of the two there. So the Multi-Profi is 21 meters. The Multi 4XL is 30 meters. This is 24 meters. So again, it's almost right in the middle there. Price point is almost right in the middle. It basically lines up. If you want something right in the middle, here you go.
Right.
Will, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. I don't ever use drag hoses, so. I mean, if it's something you're into and you're looking for something that's in between, go for it. That's all.
Next one we have is the High-Vis LED LED lights tractor front weight by Scandinavian Viking Mod Rebuilds Team, 2.26 megabytes to install with a price point of $3,450 and a weight range of 1,800 kilograms to 3,968 pounds. It gives you several categories, such as Cat 1 small tractors, 20 horsepower to 45 horsepower, Cat 2 medium tractors up to 90 horsepower, and large tractors, Cat 3 over 90 horsepower. and it gives you some additional weights and linkages and stuff like that. This, I love this. This is now the second weight in this week that I can actually say that I'm was excited to see. Number one, what I really like about this are the lightings. The lights really do help out if you're going to do some nighttime work. That's fantastic, and it's super bright. Looks really good. It looks like just a typical weight with some lights strapped to it. That is very nice. But the cool little feature that this does have on it is that there's certain combinations that you can actually put a 3-point linkage on it as well. So you can have your weight and not lose the capacity of a 3-point link.
Right.
It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. Yeah, all in all, for 3 megabytes to install this all day, all night. It's one of those that it will not disappoint.
Right. It is a good weight, but if I were to choose a weight, it'd be the one from Riley Christie S and Riley S.
Yep,
Honestly.
I agree. I also agree just because of the ability to slide the scale of weight
Yeah. While
in
you're.
the field
Yeah. Exactly.
while you're doing it. Yeah, I 100% agree. And that one also has lights, but the fact that not only one but two sets of weights are something where I'm not like, oh, it's just a weight. Like it was a good week for mods. If you
Right.
couldn't tell.
Right. I mean, we're still here at almost 2 o'clock in the morning talking about these. So
Exactly. We're getting there. We're getting close.
almost done.
Next one is the Monoslope Cow Barn by American Modding Inc.,
AKA
aka
Lancey Boy.
Lancy Boy. 44.4 megabytes to install, $425,000 to buy. Yeah, this is a cow barn, and does it tell you the number of cows? It doesn't.
So base game it says 99, but you put it down it's 135, which is really kind of weird if you ask me. Oh, sorry. I do want to put it out there. I got rid of this mod almost instantly after I installed it.
Really, what happened?
I installed it. I'm like, oh cool, monoslope. I'm like, can we have like a monoslope that doesn't have a pen to it? But on top of that too, that was my biggest problem. My biggest problem is that there's no milk trigger. There's no slurry trigger. There's no manure
Oh,
trigger.
this is like a beef
Yeah. It's
beef barn.
basically take like your base game. Like it kind of looks like a monoslope. Take that, but basically make it look better. That's what you got. So,
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, you're
I mean,
talking.
for 40,
You say it was 130 base,
135.
135. So cow barn large, comparable 99 base cows, $170,000 to buy. So you're talking this cow barn here is well over about almost 3x the price of the base game one. That's a lot. That is a lot. And for almost 45 megabytes to install, this would probably be a pass for me as well.
I got all excited when I saw it. I'm like, yes, this is how I tested it, and I'm like, no, I uninstalled it. So, which is very unrare for me with a Lancy Boy mod.
Yeah, I mean, it looks amazing. The model looks amazing, and it's definitely going to be one for those people who want the highly detailed looking mods and all that stuff. Nancy Boy, American Modding Inc. does a fantastic job. Absolutely every single time without a shadow of doubt. This one here just kind of misses the mark because of the price and because of the lack of the ability to be able to utilize, milk and stuff like that. But all in all, it is what it is.
Next.
Let's see. Next page, we have the Arch Hall by Leo. Familiar name coming back. We got 17.4 megabytes to install, price point of $50,000. And yeah, we've got a really awesome, massive looking building here. This thing looks like something right straight out of World War II, where you just see a bunch of like fighter planes just hanging out in it. That's what this reminds me of.
Yeah.
I think this looks awesome.
Yeah, it counts like a hanger.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. I mean, and 18 megabytes to install it. It's highly detailed. It's got a bunch of different textures and brickwork and all this stuff. The really cool archway with the nice little uh not sunglass, what is it called? Skylights. With the
Yeah.
skylights in it to let in a lot of natural lighting into it. It's really sharp. It's really, really sharp. And you're going to be able to fit decent sized equipment in this thing. So all in all, I think this is a really good one. I would absolutely install this.
Well, I know that Mr. CLP also said that he's gonna install it because he wants to use it for his his finders, like his basically finders keepers farm play he wants to do because he's basically gonna turn that into like an abandoned building and just have something old in it.
Huh. Okay.
So I'm like, that's very interesting way to. I mean, it kind of looks like that, you know,
Oh
because
yeah.
there is customization, you know, like you do when you add solar panels, whatever. But you click on it, and you can actually remove the doors. So there's like no doors on
Really?
it. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you're walking through the woods, you come out and like you find it, like there could be no doors on it, like blown in or something like that, and you can find like an
You
old tractor in there.
literally said that, and I realized on the third picture here that it has no doors on it.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that when I was like cycling through this.
So
That's crazy. That's really cool.
right.
Leo with another home run. Leo does really good mods.
Yeah.
Real good mods. Next one we have is the Planet Bunker Silo pack by who else?
Hispano.
Hispano. 5.3 megabytes to install, and we've got one, two, three separate bunkers. It looks like 155,000 for the 200 KL, 255,000 for the 4,000 KL, and 355,000 for the 6,000 KL. 2 million, 4 million, and 6 million liters capacity, respectively. And yeah, we got bunker silos. They look like they're gonna do the job. I mean, not much to say about a bunker silo. Hopefully, bleed through isn't a thing, but looks
It's
good.
not.
It's definitely a unique style.
It it's not. It doesn't bleed through at all. I do like it because there's also like little storage racks at the end that you could put like your silage additive on
Oh, nice.
or whatever you want to put there, guys. My my favorite part though is that it actually has built-in markers. So basically, when you're filling it, you can see like how much you have in there and like where you're at.
Oh, yeah, I see it right there in the background. That's cool.
Yeah, I absolutely love this. So
Very nice. Let's see. Next one we have is the stockpile for farm aid products. This is by Zuddlezot. It's 30.91 megabytes to install. And this one we have quite a bit of stuff going on here. So essentially, if I remember this one correctly, you can store all sorts of different style of things here. Basically, like a silo network is essentially what this
yeah,
is. And you've got your warehouse for bulk consumables for 22,500. You've got your liquid consumables for 22,500. You've got a storage for consumable for bales. Again, 22,500. Basically, what this all boils down to is all the kind of consumables that you can have on the game is able to be stored in these locations. You also
right.
get some IBC tankers, like the silage additive, water, diesel, and DEF. You've got a couple of tankers that are in this pack as well, and you can see all the various silos that are in here. But that's essentially what these are, silos for your consumables. I believe they're restricted per like input that you can have. So if you've got like twine, like bale twine, you can throw the bale twine into the bale twine silo, and so on and so forth. It's just all kind of the base consumable stuff that we have available is what is considered in this pack.
Yeah, but just be aware though with like the bale twine net stuff like that. Once you put a pallet in there, you can't get it back out. So basically, how you refill your vehicle is you put the pallet in there, or you can refill it by the wrench. You pull right up next to it and refill. So,
Oh no, that's cool. I actually like that.
and then you can actually pick different signs if you want to. So you can put it down, be like, this is only for solid fertilizer. This is only for lime. This is only for seeds. You know, so you have it. So, I mean, this was a pass for me. Only, only because there's only one like specific mods that do something similar to this. You can't just walk over the wrench and fill it. But that's with Icus. I use a lot of his buildings, especially his his Midwest fertilizer shop and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, this was a pass for me. So,
Yeah, I mean, outside of the file size for this one, 31 megabytes to install, which is really high, but you get a ton of stuff with this pack. I do like this one. I do like this one, and I believe I did install it, even though it's over my kind of threshold that I go for. I just like the thought of being able to store the kind of stuff that you don't normally get a chance to store, unless you've got like a bale and pallet and stuff like that. But then you're just kind of jamming everything all in one place. This is nice because it's like all kind of dedicated to its own individual product, which I
right,
like that. I think that's interesting to have. You know, just keeps a nice, neat farm kind of thing.
right. Now, even though so like let's just say if you select something with just liquid fertilizer, you can still put whatever you want in it. But the problem is that the only way you'll be able to change it is if you place it on one down. So just be aware of that. So if you put one for liquid fertilizer, make sure you put liquid fertilizer in there. So
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
we're on to our last mod.
Yes, we are. The Farmhouse by Rajo G Play, 64.02 megabytes to install, $65,000 to buy. And there's a second house with the same equipment but different layout for $40,000.
And you can go
Looks really
inside.
good, but what's that?
You can go inside.
You can go inside, check it out. Hence the reason why 65 megabytes to install, which is quite a bit, is going to be a pass for me for simply that reason. But I respect the fact that it is very, very, very highly detailed and looks really good.
Yeah.
Just a basic kind of style of construction home. You got the block home. You get a little bit kind of gussied up on the second picture in the bottom right-hand corner with the kind of painted exterior and the bottom left-hand corner with the bricks. But I mean, it almost looks like it's something like you're supposed to build in stages, almost like top left to top right to bottom right thing.
Right.
And then bottom left is like its own like a category kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. At the end of the day, I think it looks really, real simple, really nice, but I can't justify 65 megabytes for a house.
No, I 100%. I really like it. You can go inside. I like it. Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yeah. And
just too much.
I like it too. Yep. Like it too, but just too much.
Now, since this is 2:11 in the morning, I'm gonna go over this real fast. Only because we didn't really get that much news. I'm just gonna mainly just cover the highlights. So basically, if my throat will let me. So we got new news from Salabuki, which got news today, and we got news I think, yesterday as well. So basically on Alma, Missouri, if I click on this right here, bring us right here. So he says testing for the map it's in full swing. It's going very, very good so far. They're so far we've acceptable implement large number of production chains with some with some seriously interesting final products, especially when it comes to the dairy, bakery, and watermill. So, in addition, standard grass, the map now supports alfalfa, fully integrated with new bale system compatible with bunkers, silos, and used in animal feeding as well. Big thumbs up.
Nice.
Soybean straw has also been added, which is now just straw, so it doesn't get all confused. And you can also use basically soybean straw, which is aka straw. You can use it to put bedding down. You can use it inside your TMR mixture, stuff like that.
Nice.
He is thinking about making corn stalk straw as well. So, which you can do is that's something he's not sure though yet. So the map features its own custom economy, carefully balanced to reflect the value of each product and production chain for rewarding and realistic experience. There's a lot packed into it, so he just asked for everyone's patience on it. Also, from Connect Modding, he's gonna send me a full list of everything that's gonna be coming out before, like a day or two before this releases. No, excuse me. On let's see here. I'm gonna. Oh, nope. Oh no. I did not want to play that. I'm glad I shut it off. I clicked on the wrong button. I clicked. You can still hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, coming on August 25th, they're releasing 18 pieces of machinery, range between small and medium and large. August 25th. So just be aware of that. Now, I don't know that they didn't state if it's going to come in one big pack or if it's going to be like individual mods. My best guess is it's probably going to be all individual mods. So, which I already know a bunch of mods. I don't know if they're part of the pack or if they're coming as individual mods later on. But I do know a whole bunch of different mods will be coming from them as well. So get excited for that. August 25th.
Very nice.
They'll be here before you know it too. Next big one, which this is also going to it's also going to coincide with the next thing. So we got an exclusive premiere on the 1st in 2 days. Well, tomorrow, actually. Exclusive premiere from Giant Software. It's a video. This, I believe, is going to be showing off the new expansion or announcing it. So just be aware of that. Which the other part I want to get about this is I believe someone's going to get fired because someone posted it, and then I know 76 Max ended up posting it as well on his Facebook page, and I was lucky enough to see it. A couple leaked photos of the new expansion coming out.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So.
Well, you are a lucky little guy.
So didn't really see much. It was just 2 photos. The one I could definitely tell there was a Ford tractor in there. The other one was definitely a John Deere, but it looked like a base game John Deere. There was a mower in there, which we do not have base game already. So we'll see what that is. That was basically about it.
Yeah, and I would refrain from sharing too much of anything in regards to that. If it's something like that, then we don't need anybody being angry at us for passing information along.
Which is one reason why I'm moving on from it. Like I said, I'm just going to keep it brief, short, simple to the point.
Yep.
So, the next big one, which I got a whole bunch of questions on, is JHG Modding's John Deere 8R 2009 to 2011 series. It was removed from the Mod Hub, which came out Thursday. Was it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. Came out Thursday. It was removed probably a couple hours after it was released due to missing logos, missing front grille, and missing part of the engine. So, but it is already sent back. So they're just so now I'm just waiting. No, we're just waiting for it to come back out. Patty Fan Modding already has another shed completed and is with Giants. Custom Modding, their big Case IH planner, their 2160 was still with Giants. They're working very closely with Giants. It did fail testing, but when it failed testing, they already set in the updated version of it. The other mod that they're closely working on right now is the John Deere baler, which should be the next one. After that is going to be the Landau rippers, and then the next one is going to be the John Deere air cart with the air seeder. Then their Case IH planners and etc. They got a whole lot more to come than just this, so just be patient, please. AW Modding's John Deere flat mower did fail testing, but it is back with them again, and it did enter council testing when it failed. So hopefully it should pass. Hopefully we'll see it this week. It'd be great. It'd be great to have that. So for that, as far as I'm aware, you'll actually have the option to switch between a mulcher and mower.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pictures here, and it looks like you got the mower on the bottom left hand, and then up in the top right, you got the mulcher. So that's cool.
I would use this as a mulcher, honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what the mower usually is used for. Also, you can buy this, and it does come with a system, but you can get the Farming Simulator's 16-bit edition. You can order it, and it does come with a system plus the cartridge, so you can play it. But it also comes with a PC download as well. So if you don't have a PC, then that's gonna be kind of useless for you. But it does come with the actual system and the game cartridge, so you can hook it up and play in the 16-bit edition, which I think is kind of neat.
That's pretty cool.
I guess just has some updated for the buildings, which already came out, except for a couple of them. And Elm Creek, we already talked about. Yeah, that's basically about it. Like I said, there wasn't very much news. There was some big news, but so I guess we're just gonna wait and see what drops tomorrow. So
Very, very nice. Yeah, I mean, with it getting closer and closer to FarmCon and all that, yeah, I'm not quite sure how much we can expect to see before going forward, but we'll get some.
So I just want to put this out there, just like what BGD said. And I'm just gonna expand on it, empathize on it. Don't be alarmed, or don't freak out if you don't see that many mods drop this week. Only because most of the Giants are at FarmCon or getting all set up in Austria. I do know that some of the QA team is there. So like I said, so don't be surprised if we don't get that many mods. Now, if we get a whole bunch of mods and we get them 5 days out of the week, cool. If we get them 4 days out of the week, cool. If we get them 3 days out of the week, cool. You know, but like I said, just don't highly expect mods every single day this week.
Well, and also, I mean, over the past couple of weeks, we've had like real hit and miss kind of days. Like, so we'll go a day, or 2, 3 days in a row where there's nothing, and then get a whole like dusting of a bunch of mods all at once, kind of thing, which could theoretically happen again. We might go Monday, Tuesday, with nothing, maybe get something Wednesday, skip Thursday, get something Friday, kind of thing. Again, just maybes, all maybes.
Yeah, it's exactly like you said though, and I agree with that. Like there could be a day that we don't get anything, and the next day we could get like 80 mods. I know I got a lot of questions out of this, and there was nothing, no news I could post, but I did talk to our good old friend for Star Spangled Mods. He said that Wamsville is still in testing right now, so it has not gone back to him yet, which is a
That'll
plus.
be nice to, yeah, that'll be nice to see when that finally hits a mod hub.
He said that it is a decent size for a downloadable size megabyte storage. So just beware of there. I don't know how big it is. Unfortunately, I was gonna show off an early preview of it, but my computer wants to be something else right now.
Computer's going no.
So, which I know I already talked to Bree about it. I think her and I are just gonna start putting money aside to get a new PC. So, because the amount of stuff I had to put into this PC right now is ridiculous. Which I am gonna put it in before I send it to you, BDD, because I'm not gonna send it to you the way it is.
Okay.
That's not gonna happen because I'm not gonna let that happen, and she also agrees with that. We are gonna send it to you. Just I'm gonna make sure I get it all fixed up before I send it to you.
Cool.
So, FarmCon is this weekend. It's a going weekend, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, I have to work, but but I know I'll definitely be watching. Like, they didn't say anything about live streaming it, because they would have announced that like 2-3 weeks ago if they were gonna be live streaming it. Because if they were gonna be live streaming it, then I would have took off from work, obviously, for it. But since they're not, I'm just gonna catch up on some videos. So just be aware of that. So that's all I basically got. So, oh, one other thing too, real quick. Even if leaked information did get out, or even photos, like I mentioned, take it with a grain of salt. That's all I gotta say. Because I know that Giant sometimes put out stuff on purpose that may look like it, and then it could completely change.
Well, and we're still several months
Yeah.
before we even get, access to the, expansion kind of thing. So it's one of those, like, it could be like early kind of, this is how it is right now,
Yeah.
maybe, but then here in a few months things change kind of thing. So it's one of those
Exactly.
like, yeah, it's all early information. It's information that technically we're not supposed to have,
Yeah.
and they might even make changes because of the information going out
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. So it's one of those like you never know. It's one of those that, like you said, take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
It's could be what we're getting, it could not be,
Yeah.
and could be like just a big nothing burger.
Yeah. And I feel bad for Mercedes because I know that Mercedes. I don't know what's gonna happen at this point. I mean, I know we're still gonna get the DLC, but
Yep.
because and I said it right there, it is gonna be Mercedes. But I can tell you right off the bat though that I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw a sponsored app, like a sponsored thing, ad, and it was Mercedes and it said coming soon and it showed FS25, and I'm like, I don't think this is supposed to be up, and then I I ended up refreshing the page, tried to find it again, and it was taken down. said this content is unavailable. So
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
like somebody really wants to get it out there, but no one's letting them.
Yep. Yep.
so so that's all I got.
So, real quick before we start hopping off here, I just want to give again a big shout out to Trucker Matsy for coming on to Farm Sim Talk yesterday. Had an absolute blast. Come back and join me tonight because it is Monday, my time. Come join me tonight for the interview with Fear Knight. Looking forward to that one as well. And then, what is it? A week from tomorrow. My co-host here will be joining me on July the 8th as a guest on Farm Sim Talk. So
Yeah.
if you're wanting to know a little bit more about Will T Gaming, the FS Encyclopedia, go ahead and join us there.
Oh, also, I got a good laugh out of that earlier from Discord.
Which one?
Oh, about Farmer Groot. It was the other day because he asked if there was another mod like this, and you're like, I don't think so. And then
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I end up posting it in there, and he goes, thanks, man. And you're like, he goes like, and then BDD over here was like, well, I mean that's why we call you the FS Encyclopedia.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's tell you what. As soon as you chime in, it's like, okay, this is when I shut up now because
just let him talk.
just let them talk. It's one of those. What do the kids say? Let them cook or whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
it's already 2:30. Holy cow.
Yeah, dude. All right, real quick before we head out, got Ken says nope. Yes, just for Will T, the John Deere LOL. He's referring to that auger, and then he says, if it's green, it's mean. LOL. But I tell you what, sir, why don't you get running off to bed because it sounds like you're just going to about 2 seconds away from just keeling over.
Well, I can tell you that I also got a doctor's appointment this morning. So,
Ooh, jeepers creepers. Well, all right, yeah. How about we do our sign-offs?
oh yeah. I probably will not be sticking around to the end. So I mean you're all good just to hop off after we sign off. So,
Sounds like a plan.
all right, guys.
You want to...
Yep. Well, I really hope you guys really enjoyed this. If you guys did, make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the bell to get notified whenever I post a video. Which I'm sorry if I haven't been posting anything lately. Been really busy. Plus my computer's not working right. I'm able to stream this, so there's that. You can also find me over on Facebook at Will T Gaming FS Encyclopedia, where I post any mods, updates, news, stuff like that. Make sure you check that out. You can also find me over on Twitch. That's Signer24, which I haven't streamed in about a week because I've been just too busy with things. I'm hoping to get back into that after the new furniture gets delivered. Other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Stay safe. And see you guys later. Peace.
All right, and I definitely want to double down on that one. Like I said, I have a great time doing this show every single time that we do it. I want to thank Will, my co-host, for coming and joining me here tonight.
Yep.
And here before too much longer, he'll be able to join me right from the very get-go. But hope that you all enjoyed it as well. And if you did, please show us by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. The show is you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.
All right, BDD.